Ooh, we live.
Hello, we are live, random hangout. I'm joined by some awesome folks, the always fantastic Soulless Trenchcoat, the always glamorous and fantastic as well, Ethel Cross, and the absolutely beautiful, gorgeous Jen Mitchell and her son.
Hi, I'm her son. That's what I am. That's
Actually, springboard topic, and we have a sponge. Ethel, if there's one thing you could go back to the 90s, what would it be and why?
Fun.
Wait, what?
Joe
If you
Sponge.
could bring back one thing from the 90s that isn't available or isn't around anymore, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. Like payphones, maybe.
Easiest question ever. Opal fruits.
Yes! I miss Opal Fruit.
What the hell?
Fuck this. It's like it's like Frutella, but shitter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay then.
I enjoy them. Addie to that Spudge, what would you bring back? Sweets, toys, confectionery, TV shows, anything at all, dude.
Completely honestly, the weed prices would be fantastic.
Okay.
90s were so much easier than the noughties. It just goes further and further downhill. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think what was available in the 90s that we can't get now. They've already brought everything back. I'm old enough when fads start coming round for the second and third time now.
That's true.
Pogs or phone cards or...
Nah, Pogs have made resurgences, man. I was having a conversation with somebody about Pogs like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Pogs are back. I've seen them at stores.
Like, yeah. Like, it's see, like, how bad is it when we get that old now, that when we start remembering the first time it came out? Like, I never thought I'd be that old. My mum used to say that to me all the time when I was a kid. I'd be like, shut up, don't talk rubbish, it's different. And now it's like, no, it's the same. It's all the exact same. It's like depressing. Like Furbies have been around, what, 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tamagotchis have been around 50 times.
They never left, really, yeah.
Sponge, do you think it's like with the 80s? Do you know the way like lots of TV shows and movies are trying to re-emulate the 80s? And now the 90s are the new popular thing and everyone's trying to do...
Yeah, everybody's going to try go for that back dark undertone that we had back in the 90s when everybody was all depressed for they come down for the 80s.
Matrix is coming out again.
Dude, I watched the trailer. Have anybody watched the full trailer yet? Like the same trailer, like 25 different ways.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening?
Did you take the blue pill or the red pill?
No, I watched it on YouTube, mate. I watched them all.
Oh, okay.
I just watched them all back to back. I wasn't messing around taking pills. The pills are whack.
Ethel, if there was anything from the 90s you'd like to bring back, what would you bring back?
I'd like to bring back the freeze frame laugh from like the ending of lots of popular sitcoms.
That's a good one.
I'm down for this.
Where they're all like, ha ha, and then the credits roll.
Yeah.
Like Perfect Strangers.
Yeah.
Well, Perfect Strangers was more 80s. Although
I miss the dangerous toys. Remember the dangerous toys we used to get? Like, we'd get like Nerf guns and that could actually poke somebody's eye out. And then they gave us everything rubbish and gave them like soft tips and stuff. I like the old hardcore stuff, man. We were tough kids.
Like fucking, even the 80s though suffered from that Sponge. Or Boba Fett was supposed to have a rocket launching pack. And they ended up gluing the rocket in place because some fucking dumbass kid lost her eye. Not with the Boba Fett, but with the Battlestar Galactica ship, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I googled stuff that was available in the 90s. Do you remember the Magic Eye pictures? You'd have to stare at it and go cross-eyed and stuff for like fucking ages just to see a picture. Like, you'd have to stare at it for like forever. Like, maybe it was all because all my friends and family were all stoners.
Is that the one that was featured in Mallrats?
Yes.
It's a sailboat.
Yeah, you gotta see that sailboat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, there was millions of them. Like, I don't know why. Like, my family and all that, and all my friends and that were all kind of stoner types. So like they all had trippy shit all over their houses, like all my family members and shit. So like there was hundreds of these pictures in everybody's house. Like one of my mum's friends' house had like 6 of them in the hallway, and everybody would never get through the hallway. You'd take 3 steps and be like, oh. Every time.
It's like a fear and loading just trying to make it up the fucking hallway.
No, dude, everybody would just stand and stop and then start staring at the picture and like, what did you see? Every time, like without fail.
What about yourself, Jen? What would you like to bring back?
Rice Krispie cereal. That was like my favorite thing in the world. I used to love to eat that. They made the cereal.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
What?
What?
It was Rice Krispie treat cereal. They made Rice Krispie treats, but it was a cereal form. And man, I must have eaten.
So it was like, Jen,
like marshmallow bites.
Sort of, yeah.
Little bits.
I like her.
Oh.
She speaks sensible stuff. I'm over here talking shit about Furbies and she's bringing out fucking like, I need some of this shit. Could we make that? Could we reform that as a cereal now?
Probably.
We could just chop up some Rice Krispie squares and fucking fire them into a bowl and Bob's her uncle.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Sponge, have you talked to my lady Jen before? She's a legend. Have you ever?
Nah. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm Sponge.
I'm Jen. That's great.
Dude's a legend.
I'm the other ones.
If there's anybody that's part of the group that will offend you, it's probably going to be me.
I don't offend easy.
Jen is not
Thank
easily
fuck.
offended.
That's
Jen,
a good thing.
Jen can sometimes offend. She's so fucking. Jen
Ruby.
Jen says what she wants and doesn't care, and that's why I absolutely adore her. So yeah.
No, we're going to be friends.
Awesome.
Hard to offend a girl who watches puppet porn.
Hard to offend a girl who goes out with some prick like me.
No.
That's why I first said puppet porn. She wears you like a meat puppet.
Oh, no. We're doing this series, a crossover series called Trash Bar Cinema, and each week we go back and forth and pick a movie. And the second week, Jen picked it, and she picked a movie called Let My Puppets Come.
Real movie.
I'm for it.
Oh, I'm not.
Nah, anything that makes people go, wait, what? I'm for it.
Yep.
Oh, wait till you find out about the Strokey-mon.
Oh God,
We're not doing Strokey-mon.
Wait. I will raise the game. Has anybody watched Peekaboo?
What?
If you've not watched Peekaboo, go watch that and then come back to me and then tell me it's not fucked up. It is a cute little teddy bear thing, and like nobody wears pants. They've all got their little tiddlers running out. It's a really cute animated show that looks like it would be great for your 3-year-old nephew or niece. And then you watch it and you're like, what the actual fuck? Within the first 5 minutes, there is a grandpa rabbit that's been sitting on too many carrots, and he needs an enema to help him remove said carrots. And then there's like a tsunami shit. Can only be described as a tsunami. Like honestly, watch it. You've seen Happy Tree Friends, right?
Yeah.
Happy Tree Friends is for pussies. And I don't say that lightly. Honestly, it's a French show. The French made it, and the French are fucked up.
Yep.
Ironically, the Russian version of Peekaboo is the only version that's allowed on YouTube. It's the only one that gets past the version. No idea. I never asked. I just accepted it graciously. Like, blame Mabs. Mabs is completely the one to blame for Peekaboo. She's like, have you watched this? No, and she made me watch it. I was like, fantastic. 2 seconds.
Trenchy, what from the 90s do you know about? Do you wish that you could experience, like listen to or play with or watch?
Oh, they should
When
start playing the 90s Spider-Man cartoon again because the new one sucked. Well, the newest one sucked. And the movies aren't even getting the character right. Like,
Well, yeah, that 90s Spider-Man was great.
Yeah.
the problem the movie Spider-Man have of they've tried to spread them out, always parts of them, like into different Spider-Man.
Did any of you ever try the 90s Spider-Man cereal?
No, I don't think I did.
Was that like rice shapes that were shaped like his head?
They were
we had
shaped
one
like
here
his
that
head,
was like-
and they were shaped like his head, and they were shaped like little webs, and then there were marshmallows in it, and like they were shaped like the
Like
characters from
Spider-Man,
the
like his
cartoon.
emblem. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
have that. I loved the
Yeah, it
fish.
was fucking good.
how long
Also
was
lived
that
off them-
out for?
That
I would
was
imagine
out for like
not
maybe
long.
a year or so.
Oh,
It
then
didn't
probably
last.
not.
Because
Like,
when the Pokemon
Fred, you
movie
would
came out,
love
they made
it.
the same cereal with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like it was good. It was legit good cereal. Like Trench, you would have loved it. I could see you like you get all excited. You're watching Spider-Man the animated series, having it. I mean, that's how I enjoyed the cereal.
He's in his spider PJs. Up on the
Well,
couch.
see, I was Turtles when I was a kid doing that. Like we had the minute, like you know the little ship pizzas you get that are like fucking yon size,
Yeah.
and you're like that's teeth. That's the kid's dinner. That's no dinner for a kid. My mum used to just make me them and like just throw them at me, and I just sit there and eat turtle pizza and watch Turtles and Turtles PJs like non-stop religiously, like every morning. Like and then yeah.
Yeah. I liked the SpaghettiOs that they'd have. They had Ninja Turtle SpaghettiOs. They're
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
I remember those.
Right. See, my only problem with that is SpaghettiOs are an abomination to science. Like they don't belong in a tin. They don't belong in somebody's mouth. Just no. I bet your SpaghettiOs have got red as an ingredient. This is my whole argument against American food now. Like I didn't know this, right? This is something I found out. Somebody convinced me to buy an American candy shit thing, and like everything's got colours as an ingredient, and they were trying to get me to drink Kool-Aid, and I was like, I got taught don't drink the Kool-Aid. And dude, like I swear to God, I don't know where it is, but it's here somewhere. The Kool-Aid is still a thing, and I refuse to drink it because it freaks me the fuck out.
Sponge, so long as some cunt called Jim Jones doesn't offer you the Kool-Aid. Fucking okay, dude, okay?
No, I never bought grape for that reason. I got watermelon. Smart.
So you're not
Unless
a
he's
fan of,
colorblind,
like,
I'll be fine.
You're not a fan of like Red 40, Yellow 5, Blue Dye number 3.
No, dude, that's why I never drank it, because I was looking through the ingredients and red 40 is an ingredient. When the fuck did colour become an ingredient? Colour is a colour. You put it on the walls, you paint with it, you draw a picture, you don't fucking eat colour. Like
This is a very good argument.
like I'm telling you, man, like it's just a whole ass thing, and like I don't know where it is. If I
what
kept
about
it,
Skittles Sponge? It says taste the rainbow.
I was just thinking that.
Wait, what about Kittles?
yeah, taste the rainbow's a saying, dude. You don't fucking taste the actual fucking colours.
But
Dude, I should have got skills just to
Sponge.
look at the ingredients.
Unless you're
Dude,
fucking off
it
your
would-
head with some fucking shrooms or something, then you can probably taste colors.
like
No, there's a disease
it'll
called
blow your
synesthesia,
mind, dude.
and your
Like, we
senses
got-
get crossed over.
We got red
Sorry.
hot dogs over here. Like that would blow your mind, man.
Wait,
Yeah,
so red?
we have red sausages here as well. It's not a big deal. We call them
Oh, okay.
red pudding. We call them red pudding.
What?
Everybody makes a big deal about it here. Like we got the red hot dogs. You get all the people from Massachusetts and out of state come up and they're like, "Why are they red? Oh my God, what's wrong with you guys?" It's like,
I hate to
that's
tell
how we
you,
make
that's
them.
what I
We
think
make them
about.
red.
That's exactly what I think about all American food. Like, why the fuck is it that color? Dude, have you seen cheese? Like their cheese is weird.
I haven't seen American cheese. What's it like?
It comes plastic. It looks like, dude, it's like plastic. Look how rubbery it is.
Yeah, but fucking, I in fairness, Sponge, have you ever had like easy single?
What? No, because it's plastic. Look at it.
But that's German,
it's
that's crap.
That should have a label on it saying not for human consumption.
Well, if you look at the
what
package,
colour is it? Orange 69.
it clearly states. It clearly states on the packaging that it is not cheese, it is a cheese food product.
Yes.
Yeah.
This isn't cheese. It's a cheese
Wait,
product.
what? Wait, whoa.
It does say that on the packaging.
This is not
Whoa.
cheese. Legally, they can't call this cheese.
Like, that tells me that doesn't belong in here.
Cheese.
When even the company can't even call it cheese anymore, you've no business being in the cheese game.
Like, it's good though. Like it tastes good. It's great for like if you're doing a grilled cheese sandwich.
It does.
No,
That's
because
what I thought.
no. Why? How is it great for a cheese no, it would be a grilled base cheese. Not even a grilled cheese. It's a grilled base cheese.
It's tasty.
I always thought it. You know what? I always thought it was weird that when it got hot that it turned into plastic. Now I know why. It's not even cheese. What can we bring back for the 90s? Real cheese.
Well, we have real cheese though. We do have real cheese. Like you can buy real cheese.
On a serious side note, stuff that I would bring back for the play, like the back in the day, would be the PlayStation. The original PlayStation games were just a higher quality. In general.
Yeah.
Any particular games?
Dude, just in general, like a lot of them have all been remade and remastered and fucking reshot and fucking replugged 25 times over. What Elder Scrolls Oblivion's on what, like version 26, 27? Like, do you want to buy the whole game again? We added fishing for you. Okay, purchase again, $60. Yes, please. I want to go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I missed non-DLC games as well. Remember when you bought a game or something and you just got the game?
Yeah, or Sponge, remember demo discs? When you got demo discs for the magazine.
Yeah.
I used to love demo
Like
discs.
I've not even got a problem with them having DLC because I like the fact that you can add to the game. But now they're not even releasing full games anymore. Like they're just like, it's called early access. We're going to keep it in this for 5 years. Well, that would never have flown back in the 90s, man. We would have been like, sorry, what? Your console's gone now. It's deleted.
Or you only get 75% of a game, and don't worry, it'll be patched. They'll do a bug patch in a week's time. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Why can't it be? Why can't I have a full fucking game?
Sorry, guys. We fixed that bit that you were complaining about that was broken. But we accidentally broke the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I miss the days of Nintendo. Good old 85, man. Like, you buy your game, it either sucks or it's good. And if it sucks, you just trade it to your friends on the playground for a better game. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I do miss being able to fix my computer with a punch and a blow. What else fixes stuff like that in the world, man? Thunk. Bob. Sega. Perfect.
Sponge, I will tell you, I don't miss the day when you nearly have a fucking stroke trying to fucking prime your game cartridge. You're just
Oh yeah, your face would go bright red and then you would read the back of the cartridge. Do not blow.
yeah.
You're only gently blowing in it. You're not struling in it. Man, that was the good old days, man.
Always work.
It did.
It did work.
It did. Jen, did you have any kind of console going up in the 90s?
I had a Sega. My mom was kind of strict, and so she didn't really like me. Like the only time I got to play Nintendo was at a friend's house. So I did get a Sega when I was like 12 or so. And that's
You know what's funny? everybody's always the same with that, right? Sega was okay, Sega was trusted, but Nintendo, they were bastards. Nobody was allowed to play Nintendo. When did that become a thing? Because Nintendo are the only ones that stuck to their original plan for the 80s. Like, we're going to make games for that are based aimed at children. That's what we're going to stick to. That's what we do. They structurally stuck to that, like strictly their whole fucking 30-year, 40-year fucking career. And then, like, everybody was like, not Nintendo, bastards. That's weird. That like I never knew that was I never knew that was a thing, but my friends were all the same.
Because Genesis does.
What Nintendo?
Genesis does.
Yeah. What Nintendo?
It's like the worst grammar ever. How can you not love a company with grammar that bad?
Yep.
When did the Super Mario movie come out? Was that the 90s? I want a Super Mario remake.
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah, that was the early 90s.
I want Super Mario. I want a Super Mario remake with a proper real life dinosaur Yoshi, not a fucking raptor, not a 7-foot tall fucking mountain man. I want Yoshi. I was kind of sad though we never got Bob Hoskins riding about on the big giant monster thing. Though that would have been really funny.
We kind of got Donkey Kong as well in that movie. The gangster gets turned into a monkey on the construction site.
Yep.
Yeah.
Monkey.
I mean, I was okay. I was okay with that. It was kind of like a nod to where Mario came from. Like, I'm surprised we never had him with his little fucking light on his headband for Dr. Mario. Like, they kind of just shoved stuff at us and be like, look, this is Yoshi. That's not Yoshi. Anybody that's played a Mario game, that's not Yoshi. Like, and then it begs the question, who designed Yoshi? Somebody that's never seen a Mario game? Ever?
Hey, Sponge, they authentically and accurately reconstructed that one level in Super Mario Brothers where you've got to seduce and dance with the large woman and grab the jewel from her cleavage. Like, that's like accurate representation.
Yep, 1-to-1.
I remember.
That's what I mean. That was bang on. Like, how the fuck can you, like, how? It's crazy. It's just crazy. There's so many movies that were like that when you were a kid. You were just expecting it to be like amazing. Like because you were young, you had that hope. You always had that hope and wonder everything was going to be the best thing ever.
Oh, the naivety, like fucking Street Fighter movie.
Street Fighter.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. When I was a kid, Street Fighter was pretty cool though. Like it was just cool enough.
I watch it now and I enjoy it for how bad it is. Like
now I do.
Yeah,
because I played Street Fighter more.
The bit they're in the tent and the truck is rolling towards the tent with the explosives, and the Russian dude's like, "Quick!" Zangief is like, "Quick! Change the channel."
Yeah, no, it was terribly bad. But when I was a kid, that was pretty cool. Mario was terrible though. Mario was the only thing that was close was none. Got nothing. They had the name Mario in it.
Fun, though. It was a fun movie. It wasn't what you expect, but it was fun.
Nah, even little like 9-year-old me was just an angry kid. He was very upset at that movie. I'm trying to think what else did we have in the 90s that were cool, man? I kind of believe I grew up in the 90s with my eyes shut.
The fashion was interesting.
Movies that came out in the 90s. You had like Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, fucking...
Do you remember Ecto Cooler?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was about to say that. Ecto Cooler.
Yeah, Ecto Cooler was good.
Sponge, do you remember the Ghostbusters and I know He-Man bars? It was like they were a character and you'd buy them and this kind of purple kind of caramel came out of them. Purple slime.
Oh yeah! Back when we were all artificial colours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, was the Ghostbusters one not like lime green though, like Ecto green?
Yeah, lime green.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
the first one was purple.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a
Like,
Ghostbusters fan.
You can still get them. Like you can still
Do you
get
know-
them now. Like they're not on or anything. But I always loved like the ice cream bar tie-in. Like you get like Ninja Turtles, or you could get like SpongeBob or shit
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know about you guys, but man, I used to love going to Blockbuster when I was a kid in the 90s. Like, going to Blockbuster was the shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you'd go in, like, every weekend, they would have something new, and you'd be like, yo. And you'd be like, what do you want? I don't know.
But, like, I actually...
It's so weird.
Oh, sorry, Ethel, go on.
I was just gonna say, it's so weird. Like I always hear everybody talk about Blockbuster in the '90s, but like we didn't get Blockbuster until the 2000s in my area. So like it was all movie gallery / home vision video.
Oh, no, Blockbusters here were the shit, man. Like, it was just amazing.
I gotta ask, because I think it's a universal thing, but when I was going... Saturday nights religiously, my dad used to take me to Pace Video, and he would let me rent anything I wanted, but he'd go up to the counter and he's like, is there tits and riding in this? And I was like, yeah, there is. Okay, you can't rent that. And it's like, it goes as much gore as you like, but there can't be any tits or there can't be any violence in it. That was the thing. It was like, fucking Aliens, yeah, you can rent that. That's grand. Fucking Terminator, yeah, you can rent that. We'll fast forward the sex scene. Yeah, we're going. It's just that was the kind of thing, like, and then he'd get some fucking bad Tom Berenger movie where like Tom Berenger is trying to fucking find out who killed Sharon Tweed's husband, and then the hypocrisy of that. It's like, yeah, I'm buying this. It's like you don't even like Tom Berenger, yeah, but your one in the cover has massive tits. Well, did any of them, and Sponge, did any of your video stores have like a Sega or a Nintendo set up?
You're fucking goddamn right they did.
Yeah.
That was like, it wasn't a real video store if they never had a fucking Sega in the corner.
Yeah.
Usually set up on some shit and rickety TV so nobody would steal it.
Oh, yeah. Some pile of shit.
Like, it would always have a line across the middle, like it was tuning, like it needed retune.
The bastard. I remember going into Hurdy-Gurdy's, and he only had one game, but I loved playing it, Paperboy.
Dude, Paperboy was great, man. I spent a blast on it. Ours was pretty cool, though, because ours got rid of Paperboy and got Metal Slug, one of the Metal Slug games. And I was just like, man, this is my life. Like, I blasted so much money on it. I became a master of that shit when I was a kid.
Ethel, what was the rule of thumb? Like, did your dad rent movies for you when you were a kid?
I could watch whatever I wanted. Like, I mean, as long as it wasn't a porno, I was all set. Like, I could watch R-rated movies, like boobs and like riding was no problem. It's like sex scenes happen. Like, it's all good. It's part of the plot.
Yep.
What did you say there? Part of the what?
It's part of the plot, man. Like sometimes
plot.
Jennifer Tochi, this is Sponge. He's a legend. I don't know if you've ever met him before, but he's a legend.
I never thought you said plot. I thought you said slot. It was part of the slot, and then you said about riding. I was like, that's a bit much. Like, what do you class as porn then? If that's just a normal movie.
Jen, what about you growing up? Did your folks rent you movies, or did you?
Yeah, my mom pretty much, I was like Ethel, I was given free reign as long as it wasn't a porno, which, damn it, I had to wait till I was a lot older to finally see the magnum opus that was Debbie Does Dallas. But other than that, it was pretty free reign. Yeah, I could watch whatever I wanted. Normally it was horror.
Why is Debbie Does Dallas the one porn that everybody's seen with their friends? It's one of those things. Everybody sits down the couch. Everyone's sitting on it. It's just one of those weird things.
I don't know. I could not watch. I've been to a house, a quote unquote house party, where there's a bunch of guys sitting down watching porn, and I'm like, this is the most uncomfortable fucking thing ever.
I went to one party at my friend's house, and that's legit what happened. I walked in, and there was just 3 guys sitting on the couch with like fucking some raging porn on, and I'm like, walked in, and was like. He just left. Never said anything. Just left.
No, it's just I don't get it. Sponge. Like, how could you be comfortable doing that? How could you be like?
I mean, and then there's always that one creepy bastard that's got his hands down his pants.
Down his pants. Yes, there's always one dude.
There's always the one that cups his nuts, and you're like, buddy, please.
It's not all the way down, but it's fucking making its way down there slowly
Yep.
as the movie goes on. Trench. What about you? Nothing to do with porns, but what were you allowed rent, and who rented stuff for you, dude?
Who?
Trench.
Trench is muted.
I think he's muted.
Yeah.
Oh, the
French
cats
meat.
have got him.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
he's been taken by the cats finally.
Marty, I want to hear more about this party you went to where the porn was playing.
Okay, it was my house.
This is a common thing over here.
Yeah.
This is a common thing in like the UK. I'm guessing for you as well, apparently, but like in Scotland and that's a really
Ireland,
common
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know why it's a common thing when you're like it's just weird. Like the fact where if there's ever a point in my life where that becomes normal, I'm just going to top myself.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to walk into a house where 4 of my friends are sitting there like.
Okay, we got 8 people in the chat. When you were younger, right? 2 questions. When you were younger, were you allowed rent R-rated movies, and was the rule that you weren't allowed to rent stuff with boobs and sex? And also, is a bunch of guys watching porn together not weird? What are you going to say, Sponge?
No, I was just reading back the messages because I forgot that we can look over and see. And I'm like, who's the person that swears more than Marty? I was like, who's that? And I'm looking like, that's me, eh?
That's you. I said that.
So Marty, did you stay at the party or did you just awkwardly leave?
Or did you sit at the couch with the rest of the
We went to the pub, thanks fuck. It's like what the fuck? Like it's.
Hey, Sasha.
Hello, Sasha.
Hi.
Sasha, when you were younger, did your folks let you watch R-rated movies?
Yeah, I heard that question. They didn't care. Anything goes. Went.
Also, have you ever been to a quote-unquote house party where there's a bunch of guys sitting around the sitting room with like hardcore pornography just fucking on?
And hard-ons.
I thought you said cardboard pornography. Is that something?
No,
That's something entirely different.
they're fucking cardboard cutouts of fucking, I don't know, fucking
That could
James
cause
Bond or some shit.
paper cuts. You don't want that.
No.
Wait. Question for us UK people, like our guys on like our side of the ocean. Did you ever find porn in a bush?
Yes.
Yes. Well, the
Yes.
equivalent of. I think I found it in a skip once. Yeah.
I was going by a hedge. I was looking for my dog, and there was a fucking copy of Playboy just jammed into a fuck. And the worst part was the pages
Stuck together pages. Yep.
Yeah. Fucking
Took it home with you, didn't you, you dirty bastard? Yeah. Whole last thing.
Wait, what?
Jennifer, you really don't want a buddy. It's a fucking sorry sight. And it's not even like they're doing anything. It's even more sorry sight that there's nobody wanking. Just people sitting watching it for the plot line. like they're in it for the story.
Well, I mean,
Apparently, it's the only reason for it because
what,
Sponge,
what do you
there is
mean?
that one guy who's like fucking. He's
there's
as
one
I
guy
said,
that goes.
the
There's
hand-
one guy that has to go to the bathroom, and then he's like,
Yeah,
"You're
yeah,
like you
yeah,
dirty
yeah, yeah,
bastard."
yeah, yeah.
You were, and then there's always the one guy that jumps up to accuse him of doing something dirty. Me, I was that guy. I was wholly that guy because I would go to town, be like, you dirty little animal, going away up there and fucking pulling the heat off it. That's shocking. Didn't do that. That's terrible. And they'd be like, no, I was just taking a shit. Did you flush it? And they're like, aye. I was like, see, no proof. Flanking. Like, I wouldn't stand for that shit, man. I couldn't keep quiet. I was just like mouthy.
It's just weird.
Why is it a thing though? Like it must be a. Why it's over here? It's our type of thing. It's our area of the world thing. Apparently,
it seems to be in Ireland, Scotland, and the UK. It's like, it's just weird. It's just.
Well, people feel guilty.
Found porn in a bush here. Have you found porn in a bush?
I wish.
Trenchy, what about you? Have you found porn in the bush?
It was on the.
Trenchy is the porn in the bush.
It was on a work site where a house was being built. So I don't know if that makes it.
I did say I was.
Fucking builder decided to fucking mix his cement in a fucking building site.
Maybe. Yeah,
no.
I guess so.
Weirdest thing
Takes
I
all
found
sorts.
in a bush was a decapitated stuffed animal covered in spray paint.
Was there a hole in the neck?
Oh, that's
The head was off and there was fluff all over the place, but there was spray paint all over it. It was weird.
I did make a sideline for a while where I kept finding like dead people's porn stashes when I helped them tidy their house. That was that whole thing. Like my best friend, I found. No, maybe people want to buy it. I was young. No, my friend's dad died, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to help me like clean out the house and that? Because like I don't want to do it myself." He was only 16 or something. I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I won't leave you to do it yourself, man. That's harsh." And we were helping him clear the cupboard, and there was like a very very faded holdall at the bottom of the bag, like at the bottom of a cupboard and stuff. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" So I opened it. Was like, "Whoa, oh." And my mate was like, "What's in the bag?" I was like, "You don't want to see in there, my friend." And he's like, "I do. Show me what's in the bag." And I'm like, "Buddy, trust. You love your dad. Keep it that way." So he opened up, and his dad had a massive collection in nurses and doctors' porn. My friend's dad died of cancer because he would not go to the doctor because he had a phobia of doctors and nurses. Yeah, his whole porn collection was doctors and nurses.
So
Like, how does that fit?
maybe he's like Batman. Confront your fear. It works.
Well, yeah, but Batman never thought about wanking off in the phrase of fucking criminals he fought. Was he? He wasn't worried about fucking blasting his load onto like the Joker's face range. Well, that's I know, but like
I'm just being logical about it.
Maybe he wasn't talking. Maybe he said, "Who's afraid of the big black bat?" He wasn't talking about the fucking. Maybe it wasn't the symbol that we were speaking about. Maybe he was talking about the phallic symbol. Stop it crying with one penis at a time. Damn. Oh, dude, there's a guy in... Dude, wait. There's a guy in chat called Mass Spoofer. Maybe he is Batman.
No, that's not Mass, but Mass Spoofer, she's funny. She does different kind of prank videos and stuff.
I know, but I'm just saying, the name fits with the conversation topic really fucking well right now, and it's the only thing I've got that's going to distract from me, so it's what we're latching on to, okay? Sorry, I apologise. I can't see pictures or anything because I'm like ridiculously blind and lost my glasses a year ago.
But on the other thing, Sponge, the other topic, Jen says she never found porn in a bush, but she said she has watched porn in a bush. She's
what?
watched the neighbours porn.
We call that dogging. We call that dogging in Scotland. Like that's like a whole thing.
No, I thought dogging was for like you have sex in the woods with a stranger.
No, it's people. It's people hiding the sausage, and then people watching them hide the sausage and going, "Where'd the sausage go?"
I don't really know, but I thought it has to take place in the car park. There are rules.
That's what I thought.
No. I thought it was a wood.
Spiffer agrees.
They're basically fucking like dogs in a wooded area.
No, dude. That's just sex.
Wait, does it have to be in something made out of wood?
Dogging. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna look up dogging. Okay?
You're gonna learn a whole lot of what.
The key thing is you have an audience. You want
that's the point. You're doing it, and there's people watching.
And
You've got like the watchers and the people.
I don't know why it has to be.
I don't know why I keep trying to do the hand actions because, like, I know my hands are really close to the camera, and I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Okay, actually, no. I apologize, Sponge. I apologize, Sasha. Dogging, the English term or slang term for engaging in sexual acts in public or semi-public places and others watching doing so. This may be two parties and participants, both in a group sex or gangbang situation, can be included. As observation is encouraged.
I've never heard it being a gangbang before. That's like the extreme end of the scale. That's for the professionals.
I mean,
but Spiffer was the same. Playing in the woods, find dirty magazines is what happens. It's a whole thing. I don't know why it's a thing, but it's a weird thing.
I think it's quite a common occurrence.
So the UK, as a result of the UK, the trend has spread to such countries as the United States, Canada, Australia, Barbados, Brazil, Denmark, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, and Sweden.
Can I just say on behalf of the UK, you're welcome, world.
I don't know how. Basically, it's just public sex.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a fancy name for it.
That's what it is.
I love the fact that you're that innocent. You thought it was just like having doggy sex in the woods.
I was watching a Channel 4 documentary. And hold on a minute now. Sponge, hold up a minute now, man. Channel 4 documentary. They go in, they meet all these people, and it's obvious that that's the only place they can go where the cops don't fucking
you know they're speaking to all those people because that's all the people that are watching, right? I watched that documentary. That's the people that were in the audience as well as the people that were doing it. That's why they were all in that one area, ironically. It's not because the police aren't going to come and get them. It's because there's a group of them watching. My guy.
I know that, but
no, you don't know that because we've just proven you didn't know that. You told us what you thought it was. That's why nobody corrected you till after.
There was a Peter. Is his name Peter Kay? Yeah, Peter Kay. He had a series called, I think it was called Car Share. And there's a scene where this woman was saying, I'm going dogging. And she meant taking a dog for a walk with other dogs. That's dogging to her. But she was talking about it, and he thought she meant, what you're talking about. But she was innocent. I don't know why it's called dogging. What's it got to do with dogs?
Because dogs like to watch. If you a dog, dude, if you've ever got a dog and you're trying to have sex, you understand why it's called dogging.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Like have a dog and then try to have sex with anybody. That's why it's called dogging. Because the dog will sit in your bed like.
Jennifer Tochi wants to know, we've such fancy words for having sex in different places. Do we have any fancy words for having sex in a graveyard?
There probably is a term for that, but I don't know it.
Bet you it's a criminal. I salute you, sir.
I mean, one comes to mind, but
necrophilia.
See, we were all thinking it. We were all thinking it. You just said it.
No, necrophilia is if you were having sex with the people that lived in the graveyard.
Yeah, but you've got you're halfway there. They're in a cemetery. You're in the right place.
Oh my God! What's it called when someone has sex on a tombstone? If it's two monsters, it's called the Monster Smash.
You know, when we were talking about necrophilia, you know the song that popped into my head when when you're in the graveyard looking for necrophilia, looking for love and all the wrong
God.
That's good. I like that.
Oh.
How the fuck did we end up here, guys? How the fuck did we end up here, Sponge?
I have no idea.
Oh my god, somebody asked a question to a page. Is it disrespectful to have sex in a graveyard? If so, why?
Wow.
You're giving the dead people a show.
Yeah. You're giving them their entertainment for the evening.
It's probably more respectful than doing drugs in the graveyard. And
So guys,
littering.
who wants to hold their hand up and says that they've done that?
Yeah, wait, you got your rocks off at the graveyard.
Dude, I lost my virginity in a graveyard.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
That's so metal.
Hopefully you don't go to your grandmother's house.
Oh no.
Billy
I was
Connolly.
respectful. I wiped it off after I finished.
Billy Connolly.
Jesus Christ.
I heard Billy
Okay,
Connolly.
That was a joke. That was a joke. I never missed the target. But no, I did. Dude, I lost it in Greyfriars graveyard. Greyfriars Bobby's fucking kirkyard. Like the famous one where the dog sleeps on the owner's grave and shit.
Wait, that'll be for fuck. You prick.
I was see. Yes,
Jennifer Tochi said she did as well.
fucking legend.
Yay,
See?
put it.
And for anyone wondering, this is why I'll never be monetized.
Dude, I'm sure you messaged me a couple of weeks ago and saying you need to come and hang out. I missed you. You asked for this.
No, I know. I didn't hear. What you think I give a shit? It's grand.
We're only going where the conversation takes us.
True.
Man, I wish I thought it was called
good to
boning
hear.
though, man. That's by far the best one.
Blair, what's the fucking deal? Dude, what's the deal with the fucking house? Sadie was saying you got fucked over. They're waiting for shit that should have been.
Yeah,
gotten
dude, they ran out of concrete.
How? Wait, concrete's the easiest thing to fucking get your hands on.
Dude, you tell me. I have no idea. But no, I've not even had a chance to speak to Babs yet. But fucking, they boosted my day forward. I'm actually I'm called Fun Sponge as well. Oh yeah, but no, they're up to date. I get the keys on Tuesday. They got concrete.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so like we were moving on. They told us that we weren't moving this week, and people had said, "Oh, we booked moving vans for this week," and they were like, "Cancel them because you were told you weren't moving in." So that's that shit, tough shit. You're not moving until the 24th of September. So it was like, right, okay. And then she messaged everybody yesterday and was like, "Oh, you can get the keys on Tuesday." So people were losing their shit. Yeah. So I get keys on Tuesday apparently. So I don't know when I need to obviously finish organising this place. Move what I can and shit, but like it's been a nightmare, dude. Everything's all fucked up.
I would have fucking.
I can't wait. I am waiting for a storm though because I'm moving right next to the harbour, like legit on a harbour. I've got the Royal Harbour, fucking like 1 minute from my house. I've got the Royal Yacht Club that way, 2 minutes, and then they're building a hotel with a drive-in yacht path thing, like drive your boat up to the hotel.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
you were saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go about and act pretentious with my bright green blue beard. Being like, simplest biffing, Tim's on the beach. and see if I can fit in. But I guarantee you'll get kicked out within 3 minutes.
Probably. Worth it.
Well, would be worth it, man. Like, I don't even give a shit.
I give you a 5.
Dude, I went to fucking Harvey Nichols and I went in the revolving door and I genuinely thought they were in the biggest fucking lobby in the world. They put me in and put me out, and like fucking faster than I realised. Like, they kept the door spinning and I came back out into the street. I was like, what the fuck? Like they told me I was a hobo.
Is that the fish and chip place? That sounds...
No, Harvey Nichols, like a big fancy fucking shopping, like super expensive. No, not here. It's not. Ours is a fucking like Jenner's and fucking big fancy shopping place, man. Like fucking, you go in and you buy a scarf for like $5,000.
Oh.
But they told me I looked like a hobo, so I wasn't allowed in. They says we've got a calibre customer that we aim to maintain. I was like, what? Like, I was so offended. Like, dude, I had just been paid and everything. Like, little did they know, like, I was working as a chef and had spent no money in like a year because I couldn't go spend money because I was working all the time. And I was like, I'm going to go and buy somebody a nice present, and got kicked out. I was like,
yeah, is that even legal? Can they?
The security guard never gave me much option to question the legality of the situation. He just kind of grabbed me and yeeted me out the door. Told me I looked like a filthy hobo.
There is the whole bullshit that management has the right to refuse.
Yeah, it could be a dress code or something. But dude, it wasn't like I was even dressed that bad. Like I had jeans on and a hoodie, because that's all I ever wear is jeans and a hoodie. And I might have ripped a knee in my jeans.
Mr. Jumpkins is going to be. Mr. Jumpkins is hosting Ethel's stream.
Ethel's been trying to get her work in, and she's been away, going to do what she needs to do, and Jumpkins is like that, hit play, not a problem, buddy, I fixed it.
Oh.
Jumpkins, make him speak. Hello? Oh, he's trying to type. Smart cat. See, Chenchy, this is what happens when you treat your cats nice. They don't try and fuck you, they try and fix your internet.
No. Don't try to blame that shit on me. That shit, those are demons. Those are fucking demons.
I'm just saying, look at Ethel's well-behaved cat. Ethel's cat started the stream up, sat typing and everything, and your cat's trying to fuck you from behind. That's all I'm saying.
Trench, Ethel taught her cat to flush and use the toilet. That's some fucking beat the fucker shit. Wow, but yet your cat's
living in the fucking ceiling. You've got a cat that lives in your wall cavity.
Fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, fucking Ted Bundy rapist cat.
Look, these cats live with my fucking dad. You don't know the shit they went through. I will not go into that, because then I don't know. We might get taken down. It's really fucked up.
I'm just saying, Jumpkin says you're talking shit. Jumpkin says you're talking shit, and that's not what happened at all. He heard you were trying to touch them appropriately. Jumpkins is a therapist cat. Look at him, he's wise.
Can live in the wild.
Trench, when Trump said grab him by the pussy, he didn't mean that, okay? Okay?
No. I've never grabbed my cat's pussy. Like, they violate me, I don't violate them.
It's a one-way street, right, Trench?
Trench, your voice says no, but your eyes say yes. That's the cat's defense.
No. One of the cats raped the other cat on top of me while I was sleeping, and then another one did weird things to my junk, which I wish didn't happen.
Jennifer says you have to go and play with your weasels. Wanking weasels with Trenchy. It's going to be like the latest Steve Irwin documentary. Crikey! Look at the pussy in its natural environment.
Sponge, speaking of Steve Irwin, Jen, will you tell him the story about the snake in your CD player?
Oh God. Okay, so I have a major phobia of snakes to begin with. We live in New Mexico, which has snakes, bull snakes and rattlesnakes and all the fun snakes live here. We live out in the country. And when I was 20 something, I was still living with my mom, and the house, we had a horrible rainstorm one night. And the next day, I guess one of the snakes slithered inside. And of course, the way the house was, it went into Jen's bedroom and it slithered up a bookcase and into a stereo system. And I am, again, horribly, horribly afraid of snakes. And I was carrying a bunch of laundry into said bedroom, and I walked past the goddamn thing, and then all of a sudden I saw it. We locked eyes. It did its little pong like this at me, and I just started screaming bloody murder. And my mother thought someone had broken in the house and was going to commit murder on all of us, right? And she's like, "Come on, let me in." And I'm like, "No," because I had a horrible thing of the snake embedding its fangs into my mother's neck, and you couldn't get into the bedroom without opening the door to go past the snake. And so it took her an hour just to get me out of the bedroom. And then when my mother finally got in, she turned into Steve Irwin, and she was like, "By crikey, we're gonna get this snake." She was having a blast. I thought it was a rattler. It turned out to be a bull snake, and she literally used duct tape to wrap up the snake inside the stereo, and she got the snake out and didn't hurt the snake. And the only thing she was curious about was if my stereo would be safe. I was ready to get a gun and blow the goddamn stereo out. And she's like, "No, your stereo's fine. We have to save the stereo." And that's what she was doing. And she said later on, she's like, we should contact the tape company and maybe even Steve Irwin, because she was doing By Crikey so much.
You can just imagine Steve Irwin getting this thing, buddy, all that hassle you go jumping through swamps and shit, bit of duct tape, not a fucking problem. It's such a mum thing to do, Steve Irwin's risking his life diving into these dangerous snakes and shit, leaping out of trees to grab them and that. Your man's like, bit of tape, not a fucking problem. Fuck you, Steve Irwin. All that effort for nothing.
That's not only the best part. The best part is because of what the little fucker did that's sitting next to her later that day. Oh,
my son, who was 5 at the time, he thought it was terribly funny because I was freaking out of the snake. And the next day he got a plastic snake and put right by my door. Scared the living shit out of me.
Wholeheartedly would have done. Dude, not even going to lie, I would have wholeheartedly fished to put the snake into the fucking stereo. Just left it.
Death by stereo.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even gonna lie, if I seen a snake fucking roaming about my house and shit out the window, it would have went stereo, full fucking lot. Yeet, fuck it.
No, that was a
time for a new stereo anyway.
That was a Lost Boys reference.
Actually, Jen's story could be a cool springboard. Sponge, any weird encounters with wild animals?
Don't live in Scotland, we don't have wild animals.
Like fucking birds or fucking badgers.
I got attacked by a kestrel.
Oh.
No, it was a show. And you know when you go to these bird shows and shit, and you're like to get you to go and stand and be stupid and like, look, this bird's got big dangerous claws. Stand with your arms like this and let it fly past your head. I'm like, okay. Never moved a fucking no. Sorry, I wanted to do this one. They wouldn't let me do this one because it was an owl. Owls aren't bad. An owl was pretty small, and next thing, a little tiny owl flies through the legs. Cute, cuddly, not bad. Me get up there and that, and the owl's gone. I'm like, where'd the owl go? And then it's like this tiny little ball of death, and it's got like fucking razor sharp claws and shit. And you know the ones that can hover in midair, like just stop dead in midair, and like just stay in one position. It was one of these wee bad boys. So this wee Hinks fucking flew up in him. It's like, meh. I'm like, oh shit. And the guy's like, hunt the plate. So he's gave me this plastic plate. I'm like, what's the plate for? I'm like, good, I can hit it with I can hit the bird with it if it comes close to me. Fucking yes. So I'm like, I'm standing there with my paper plate ready to smack this bird. And then fucking, he goes and sticks a bit of fucking meat on it. Big doody meat and fucking plants it on my plate. I'm like, what the fuck's that for? And then he's whistled, and then all of a sudden this thing came fucking flying down right at me. Like fucking straight towards me. And he's like, I'll grab it and leave, don't move. I'm like, don't fucking move, I'm shiting myself. Fucking, and I had a bright orange t-shirt on, and the sun glared off my t-shirt, blinded the bird, and the bird ploughed into me. Like, just fucking slammed into me. I was like, the guy's like, my bird. I'm like, my fucking shoulder. Fuck your bird. Fucking. But yeah, no, I punched a cow once as well. That was my other weird. That's the wildest thing I've done. The most wild animal. You try to bite my hair, and I panicked and shit myself and punched the cow in the face. Like, I mean, I had to get a photo taken. Do you know those stupid shit photos when you're a kid and your gran gets you to stand next to a wall and it's like, take a photo on holiday and you're like, one of these photos, I'm standing like this and then the cow fucking grabbed me by the hair and bit my hair.
Had you blonde hair as a kid?
Yeah, neon, like light blonde, like fucking peroxide blonde. And it fucking chomped. Well, yeah, bit my head and fucking, I panicked. It just went, wah, smack. And as I punched it, I broke my hand in 3 places. And the cow just stood there and looked at me as if I was really fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah, cows are very big heads. You're going to punch him in the nose.
Yeah, dude, the thing never even batted a fucking eyelid and that. I was only about, I don't know, about 11 or 12 or something, maybe 13. So I was really young, but like, fucking, no.
Sash, have you had any weird encounters with wild animals or birds or insects or anything?
We had a cat once, going back to snakes, that brought a snake into the house once. It just was carrying it like it was a toy. And
it was a toy snake or a real snake?
No, this is a real snake. I mean, I don't know where they found it because, you know, snakes are not
common here at all.
We don't get a lot of them.
I wonder, did some poor bastard go into his room, look into his reptile tank, and like, where's my copperhead gone? Where's the fucking snake gone? And the fucking bastard cat went into someone's room and just fished it out. I'll fucking have this.
Yeah.
Try waking up with your pet snake cuddling up to you. Dude, no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
That story, that's basically the story of the person who had either a boa constrictor and an anaconda, and every morning your one was waking up and the snake was next to her, and it was sizing up how long it had to grow before it could eat her. That's a fucked up story.
I got to pet a yellow anaconda. Well, we've got a butterfly farm that's close to us, and they've got like a few big snakes and stuff like that as well. And they've got a yellow anaconda, and the guy was feeding it. And I was standing looking at this thing, and it's got like the head of a staffy. Like the head on it's like that. It's like a proper like pit bull head. It's like, wow, man, like probably about the same width as a pit bull head as well. I was like, that's actually amazing. He's like, do I touch it? I'm like, kinda, yeah, but like if it opens its mouth, it could swallow my head easily. Like I was like, so I touched it and got to hold a bit of it. Dude, that is a heavy thing. Like that is I've never met many animals where I've genuinely been like, whoa, like not like that close.
They would grow exponentially, but because if they get too big, they start to slow down. So they're not as good as hunters. So that's why they don't live as long.
Yeah, like they're ambush predators, isn't it?
Yeah. Ethel, is there any weird story involving wild animals or poultry or stuff you have?
Like snakes and stuff as well.
Did my voice just come out of Ethel's mic?
I think.
Before you
that
spoke.
sounded like me talking there. Jump cunt has stole my voice. Ah.
Jump cunt stole your voice. He now speaks Spanish.
That would be a scary proposition.
There's a fucking cat with your voice. But Sponge, any live streams or anything coming up or anything you want to fucking check out?
Nah, I don't think so, dude. I've not really been doing that much. I'm trying to get back into streaming, but I'm meant to after I move house and stuff. Man on Egg goes on in my new house on the 24th or the 25th.
Nothing really interesting. Like, I don't know. Like, you'd think I'd have a bunch, but
no fucking buffalo or bean. I suppose giant lobster. If you got attacked by a giant lobster or something.
The island claw.
I could always jump out, guys. I might shit.
No, we're not clearing you at all. Stay Says that, no, Jesus Christ.
Like,
No,
I
no,
can-
no. I think
drop
Effo's
out
on a delay.
if I'm not coming in.
I think
Yeah,
Effo's
he's on a delay.
massively behind.
Yeah, no. I think she like, but no, but I think it's a current delay. It's like Effo's replying to us 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, she usually has a delay.
Is that a new thing?
might
Is
be-
that a new thing with Stream Ducks Hunters?
Not as bad as this though. I don't think.
That's really odd because that was weird, right? Like it was like she was having a conversation with past me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild. Like I don't like that. I don't like this time traveling thing. I don't think that's allowed. Is it Effo's discovered time travel in this whole stream? That's what the stream used to be called. Time travel confirmed.
I have
Could you
this
imagine
new-
that one of those experiences where you're like, if you're going to travel back to the future, travel back to this point for now.
But it's only 5 minutes of a difference. Fuck! This time travel is shite.
Only 20's going to understand this. But when you said wild, I got really happy. That word makes me happy now.
Why?
Oh dear.
No, it's just I have a very good association with. I always associate one thing with something else. I don't know if I'm weird for that, but does anybody else
Is
do
the
that?
Caribbean women with their feet?
Well, you're somewhat there, yeah.
No, look. Hey,
I mean,
hey,
she
we don't
does have
fucking
feet.
kink shame on this fucking. We don't kink shame on this stream. Look,
Hey,
fucking.
it's-
If Sasha,
Hey, no, instead of without feet, it'd be better to have feet than without feet.
yeah, but
Like,
I wouldn't fucking like.
Without feet, that's an extreme step up. Oh, bum.
No, I said without.
Leave peg legs alone.
Sorry, I just went off on a tangent. I'm always going to get happy when I hear that word now.
Why? Explain.
It's kind of someone's catchphrase, and I just heard half of it, so I thought of somebody.
Okay. Do you want Trench to explain?
I don't know if he can explain because he doesn't actually know. Well, he knows without me telling him. I think he knows.
Oh God. Okay. Jesus, if you're any more vague, you'd be speaking fucking Spanish. Fucking 12th century Spanish, man. Come on.
It's
Just
just
tell him.
No, it's grand. Don't worry about it.
she says it a lot, so I just thought of her when you said it. Wild.
Okay.
A new friend I've got.
Oh, okay.
Good for you.
Good stuff.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
great for me. Yeah.
Look, come here. I'll always have respect for you anyway, Sasha, because you bait the shit out of Bishop Desmond Tutu. I will
Oh,
always.
did I
appreciate
update you on that? Did I ever update you on that? It was not Desmond Tutu. It was Kenneth Kaunda,
He
The
probably
first-
had it coming as well.
the first president of Namibia. Was it Namibia?
Yeah.
And Sasha beat him up.
The shit out of it.
You back salt over his head.
Yeah, that was fair fox, man. That was Sponge's like, what the fuck are these clowns on about?
Did you say I poured bath salts on his head?
No, you smashed salt on his head, not bath salt, but we could add that too.
Does anyone else want to come into the chat?
I don't know where you got this notion that I was violent to him or angry because
I thought you said you kicked the shit out of it. I'm not fucking judging. As far as I'm concerned, anyone in the clergy needs to have their fucking vote kicked. You okay, Sponge?
I'm just going to get stoned.
sorry if I'm confusing things. I think I might do the same actually.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then just tell us the fucking story because I want to know now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so lost.
The story about Kenneth Kaunda, or
Maybe I don't know. I don't know anything what's happening right now. All I know is somebody's getting salted like he's a fucking chicken leg. Someone else is getting fucking squashed up like he's in a lush bubble bath.
Bubble bath?
Somebody mentioned bath salts. Is bath salts not get you bubble bath? Is that not the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, so,
Sasha choked out Desmond Tutu and knocked out Kenneth with one blowy bath salt.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome though. Sasha, you're a fucking legend. Anyone says otherwise, you fucking clout him.
So Sasha, he went past the salt, so Sasha bashed it over his head.
He's like, fuck you, you fucking tutu wearing, which he wasn't. He wasn't wearing a tutu, but Sasha missed.
No, I know who Desmond Tutu is.
All tutu because he fucking wore.
I know who Desmond Tutu is. I'm not a complete idiot. I just look like it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but Sasha didn't know that.
Don't fucking agree with that. Why would you agree with that?
I don't know if Ethel's coming back. I'm going to drop a link there, and if anyone else wants to come in, they can pop in. But yeah, no, I'm
Ethel's still trying to figure out how to get back for 5 minutes ago, dude.
Yeah.
She's trying to get the car up to speed.
Anyone who hasn't checked out Sasha's channel, check it out because he does some really cool custom covers. He sent me some in the mail, and the dude, if any fucking requests, maybe drop him an email, and they do.
I've done that. I made one.
Pay him a bit.
I made one for Trini the other day. His request.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
What movie?
Hey, Brian.
The Bone Collector, that Denzel Washington. I never saw it.
I love that movie, man. That movie's fucking great.
Because he received it with a damaged sleeve, so now he's got a custom one. Quit picking on me. I don't think I'm being picked on. I'm being questioned. That's not the same thing.
Who's picking on you?
Who's being questioned?
Right, man. Yeah, get in here. I want to meet the other graveyard person. Whoop whoop.
Oh, it's Paul. Hi, Paul. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say that.
What?
Oops.
Yeah, it's John. It's John, Ringo, Paul. You know.
And that other guy that nobody ever remembers.
George Harrison.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, actually, right. Starting with Trenchy, if you could beat the shit out of one famous person like Sasha did, who would you pick?
Matthew Broderick.
Why Matthew Broderick? What did he do to you?
I agree with this. That's a great one.
Elton John.
Because he murdered 2 people in fucking Ireland and fucked off.
That's true.
Also,
He did.
he
But nice.
Good one.
I mean, let's be honest. Half the Irish people can say that shit as well. Way!
I don't know. Who would you want to beat up, Spark? Hi, Jennifer.
Yo, Jen.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Who's your celebrity death match?
Shane Christian, who would you beat up?
Who would you beat up?
Oh, God. Who do I don't hate.
Bullshit.
I'm above hating. I don't hate.
Nobody's saying anything about hate. You don't have to hate someone to fight them.
True.
Well, what about Neil Breen?
What about who?
Neil Breen?
I haven't seen his movies yet, so I'll get back to you on that one.
I believe I've been threatened by a Jen if I got close to a Marty.
Yeah, you did. In fairness, Jennifer, you did threaten to cut Miss Tochi here.
Got too close to Marty. Yeah, any woman or man who gets too close to you, I'll fucking cut him.
You don't have to worry about men.
Kubrick wants to
And
beat
I
up
mean,
Gene Simmons.
Any man. What the
Kubrick wants to beat up Gene Simmons.
Fuck yeah.
What about you?
Fuck Gene Simmons.
What about you?
No. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Like Glenn Danzig?
No, I wouldn't beat up Glenn Danzig. Then he couldn't
Why
make more
not?
movies. Because he couldn't make more movies then. Also, it's not that hard to beat up Glenn Danzig. I want a challenge.
What about a director you hate?
I don't want to threaten bodily
Woody Allen.
harm. Yeah.
Christian, do you think you'd take out Woody Allen?
Yeah, I could take Woody Allen. Yeah. Yeah, I could beat the shit out of Woody Allen.
Dude, not gonna lie, I'm gonna call you all pussies because I'm going for Chuck Norris.
Ooh, that's a good choice on it.
I'm gonna be the guy that choked out Chuck Norris.
Oh,
I want to kick Dolph Lundgren in the balls.
Dolph
I
Lundgren would be
know!
a great one to kick him in the balls. I mean, that would be fun.
He's really nice.
I need to do a top 10 of celebrities I would kick in the dick.
why is that? I mean,
He was so mean to in the Expendables Part 1. So being so
But
mean
he
to
didn't mean
Jet
to be.
Li.
He's actually
But-
super nice in real life.
he was playing a role though. That doesn't mean that he was mean. That's his character.
Another one I would like to kick in the dick would be Keanu Reeves.
What's wrong with
Love-
Keanu?
He's too nice.
Oh, really? Does
Too
that
nice.
deserve-
You can't be too
Yeah,
nice.
but-
You need kicked in the dick if you're too nice.
I got
Oh,
compared.
Keanu would kill us all, though. Keanu has actual training. He would murder us all.
The other day, I
Don't
got compared.
have a chance.
LJ,
Oh yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing the fact that I'd get beat up, but I'd still kick him in the dick anyway.
I got compared to
You're
Keanu Reeves
right.
the other day.
What?
I could see
You
that.
got compared to Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he said, LJ said, Keanu Reeves is the only person he can think that I'm like. Nobody else on earth.
But
I can see
Keanu
that.
Reeves
I can
is
see that.
ugly, and you're cute. My goodness.
Thank you, but I'm surprised. I thought Keanu Reeves is ugly. I've never heard anyone say that before.
I think he means his personality. Like you've got similar mannerisms. Like you're quite soft spoken and you're generally just out to help people.
Yeah, that's what he meant. No, not to look at. No.
I mean, I feel like Keanu Reeves has got more hair.
That's a fact.
You don't say.
If I'm thinking of the same guy, it might be somebody different. See when he was in Matrix, you know, when he first comes out the machine, like the very
Oh, yeah,
beginning,
yeah.
and he's bald. How weird does he look when he's got no eyebrows? Like, it's genuinely fake. Yeah, I know, but like, it's just because I've seen him and it was genuinely weirder for me.
I didn't really focus on that. It was such a short scene.
Oh no, he's coming closer to me.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's really fast. I'm under him.
Jennifer,
Oh
it's all
no.
right. I took the knife away from her. You're okay.
Christian figured out who he'd
Yeah,
want
I
to beat
figured
up.
out my answer for what celebrity I'd beat up. I would want to get in a fight with Steven Seagal. Fuck Steven Seagal. He's an asshole. Never made a good movie either.
I mean, to be fair though, Steven Seagal was a black belt at Aikido, and Aikido doesn't need to have any type of fitness to be good at it.
No, it doesn't. Not saying I'd win in a fight against Steven Seagal. I'm just saying it'd be an interesting story to tell about the time I got in a fight with Steven Seagal. Don't have to.
I feel like he would do, you know that one move that he does in every movie where he sidesteps him and just like chops him like with his arm straight? I feel like that's all that would happen. It would just be like sidestep chop and you'd be like, hey, is he not like a trained police officer as well?
Yeah, there was a TV show where he was made a deputy, but the thing is,
But was he not made a deputy?
But there was like 6 other guys with him, and they'd like sit on the other guy while he tases the dude who's been sat on. It's fucking wonderful. It's like all these roly-poly fuckers and roly-poly Steven Seagal and beating up this like 17-year-old crack addict and just sitting on him and then tasing the guy in the face and the balls. It's the fucking funniest shit I've ever seen. I think Jen and Christian are frozen in
All of
time.
a sudden, I want to see that.
Anybody that goes into that position over there, man, shit happens, I'm telling you, so that way. Anybody goes into that bottom down position, man, they start time traveling and shit. So there's something there. If I went down there, boom, gone. Jen, I went down, boom, gone. Psh. Oh no, it's a black screen. It's still them. He's not nice to some of his fans, bad to the press, not nice to the press when he was interviewed on NPR.
Oh, he's a piece of shit. He went grabbing your one's tits from fucking Beverly Hills 90210. The one.
If I was being smart about it, I'd want to fight Ozzy Osbourne just to say I could meet him. I wouldn't even fight him, I just want to meet him. Ozzy's one of those people that I'd love to party with.
Dude,
slam away, man. Like, I would say you were frozen, but your fingers are moving. Stop moving your fingers. God damn it.
God damn it.
Don't ruin the illusion. God damn it.
God damn it.
Jennifer Tochi, have you ever met Sponge before? Have you ever met a man from Scotland before?
No, I haven't.
Have you any questions? Have you any questions for this fantastic chap?
I am probably a bad representative of Scotland.
The last time I was in Scotland, I read a Tintin comic in a caravan.
That's the most random statement ever. That's like, I was in Belgium and I ate fucking Frankfurters out of the cardboard box. I mean, what's the fucking...
I went to Amsterdam and got a chubby hot dog. And I only bought it because it was called a chubby hot dog, and the guy, I was like, can I get 2 of your chubby hot dogs? And the guy was like, yeah, 2 chubbies, yeah? I'm like, only reason why I went, because I was fucking crying. I was like, yes, give me 2 chubbies.
You went to Amsterdam, I got 2 chubbies.
I just assumed joking. You mean this actually happened?
Yeah, it happened when I was on honeymoon. I got kicked out of McDonald's and Burger King 5 minutes apart from each other as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't take mushrooms before you go to McDonald's or Burger King. They don't like it.
I can imagine.
Dude, I wasn't, no, dude, right? Like, it wasn't even like it was super bad mushrooms or anything. They basically gave you the giggles. And I waited 3.5 hours, nothing happened. Not a damn thing, nothing. I'd sat for 4.5 hours with no food and I was starving my tits off. So I was like, I need to go get food. So on I went for my merry journey for food. And then got to McDonald's, ordered my food, nothing happening, sat down, took a one bite of my burger. My wife's like, why you got your hand on your hip? And I'm like, I'm sitting looking at both my hands in front of my face like, the fuck are you talking about, you mad fucker? So fucking, I'm just eating my burger and she's like, why are you eating it so fast? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And that was enough just to set me off, and I started crying with laughter, like streaming tears down my face and everything, like, and I've got a really obnoxious laugh. Like it's horrendously loud. It's people stare at it. And then the management came up and were like, I'm really sorry, but we need to ask you to leave because you're causing a disturbance. And I'm like, who is? Like, me? No. So by this stage, I'm just like howling, like I couldn't even breathe or anything. So I had to go outside anyway. They wouldn't let us back in. So I was like, and I was still starving because I never ate my food. Fun fact: if you go to McDonald's in Amsterdam, the food looks like the menu. Actually, looks like the burgers you get on the pictures. It's fucking wild. I was like, that's amazing. I was going up and congratulating the chef and shit and everything. That's how fucked I was. I tried to congratulate the chef in McDonald's.
You're making me think of Pulp Fiction now.
The Royale with cheese.
Frozen again.
El Royale.
So yeah, then I went to Burger King and tried to get a Burger King, and by this stage I was already crying with laughter still and still howling. And then they just kicked us back out and told us to get out. So I had to wait until I'd calmed down enough to go back to calm down to get food. And then I went to like this little, I don't know, it was like a kebab shop pretty much underneath the hotel. So we went into this little fucking dingy place, and it was filled with like the Russian mafia. Like just like 8 big, massive, heavy-set Russian bald guys with like prison tattoos all over their face and everything. Like, dude, these like at least 6 of these guys, I would think I wouldn't even fuck with you at all. Like I've got no fear of nobody, and I'm not ready to throw down with anybody and everybody. But like that building made me pause. I was like, oh shit. And one of them had their feet like right across the middle aisle, and they couldn't get past them. And I'm standing looking. I'm like, do you want to fucking move? And then like he wouldn't move. And then this tiny old man, like in a perfectly fitted suit, like it looked like it was made for him. This wee dude came up and bitch slapped this monster of a man. Like, just, he must have been about 90. He just came up and, like, slapped him. He was like, you fucking apologise to this woman right now. And he's fucking, the big guy's, like, fucking apologising to my wife, like, fucking shaking her hand and everything, like, apologising and that. I was like, got my foot and left. I was like, holy shit, man. Like I genuinely feel like that was a gang moment. That was like a mafia or something. Like, just this tiny old man bitch slapping, like, fucking 15 stone men and shit. Like, they're nothing. They're just children. You know, bitch slap. Like, fuck me. Like, wow, it's fine, buddy. Calm down. It's okay. Like, holy shit, man. Like, I was fucking wild. And then somebody on a Vespa tried to sell me a lot of drugs.
You said wild again. Sorry.
Wild. Yeah, dude. I say wild a lot. Like, it's like one of my most common. It's like wild, cunt, fuck, shit.
It's like a porno fairy tale, your stories. I'm off on this amazing adventure.
I'm confused. You confused me when you said nothing happened for 4 hours. So you were ordering food and it took them 4 hours?
Dude, I went with like, what happens is the best time to take like any type of edible narcotics is on an empty stomach. Takes effect quicker. So they tell you not to eat anything for 2 hours, then take the mushrooms, and then you have to wait for them to kick in. So like you're talking, it was like 6 hours without food. 6 hours is a long time for a fat guy without food.
I misunderstood you. I thought you said you ordered the food and you're waiting 4 hours. Nothing happened.
No, dude, we waited in the hotel for 4 hours on the mushrooms kicking in.
I see. Okay.
We waited on the magic happening and there was no magic. just sad, bitter disappointment. It was actually really crazy though, because I only bought the mushrooms because I was buying a paper in the morning. Like I like reading a newspaper in the morning. So I went to this coffee shop. Like it wasn't even a coffee shop. It was a genuine newsagents. Like you got your toilet papers. You could get like fucking juice, soda, fucking cigarette papers, all the types of stuff. Like morning newspapers, magic mushrooms. Like just sitting on the counter, like they had the magic mushrooms were sitting right next to the ecstasy texting kits.
Oh.
Like this is what they get. This is their.
That was like, you know, there was kind of pound shops. You'd go in there, and downstairs there'd be like, you get toilet roll, you get washing powder, and then there'd be like fucking, there'd be little baggies of fucking weed and mushrooms and stuff like that. I remember one of the lads went over. And he's like, what's this like? I don't know, you're going to have to fucking talk to Hector upstairs. So we go upstairs, and there's this fucking dude. He looks like...
And Hector knows everything. Hector knows everything there is to know about everything. Yeah, we had a Hector guy as well. He's like, nah, wait, you need Peter. I'm like, who the fuck is Peter? And then this tiny little guy came out, and he's like, wait. He goes, these ones do this, and this, and this, and this. These ones do this, and this, and this. Have you had them before? No? Let me tell you what to do. Would you like a leaflet? Like a leaflet?
Sponge, we had to go upstairs to talk to this cunt, and he looked like Michael Berryman from The Hills of Eyes, and all on the wall was like crossbows and machetes, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna fucking take this shit? You need to take this shit after to bring me down. And it's like, what the fuck? Wait, what? What the fuck? And of course, the two lads were like, fuck it, we'll get the train back to the campsite. And of course, we missed our stop by 9 fucking stops because the lads were like trying to fucking catch fucking things that weren't there. Like, I lost the use of my face as well, which wasn't fun.
I see things are different over there.
Would you ever go to Amsterdam, Jennifer Tochi?
Well, for big wieners, I guess, but not for anything.
There's a lot of that. They're quite famous for their red light district.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've heard
I
that.
highly recommend going to the red light district twice. You have to go twice, right? You have to go at night time when it's all lit up and it's like how you're properly supposed to see it. Like for like it's all lit up with red lights and all the windows and all that shit. And then they have like all these beautiful men, women, and everything in between, like in the windows and shit, right? Then you have to go at midday, because prostitutes are busy at night time. It's just a known fact, right? So the ones during midday are like the rejects of the failed prostitute college or something. Because like it's the funniest thing ever, right? We went in and there was this woman, and like I was like we were about 4 streets in before we even noticed we were in the red light district. So like we're just walking and then like randomly looked over and there was a woman like trying to like wave at us, but she was still dressed, and then she tried to get undressed super fast. So she pulled one arm out her top and got it stuck on her head, like her jumper got stuck on her head. Right, so she's like this, pulling her head over, and she's trying to unbutton her jeans at the same time, right? And she's got one leg half out her jeans, and then like fell and bounced her head off the window. So I'm fucking crying, like I can't see anybody hurt themselves without laughing. So I'm like proper howling, like check that out, that's the funniest thing ever. And then her pimp came out and got really angry that I was laughing at his girl. I was like, she's there for she fucking fell in the window. What are you talking about, mate? Like, shut up! Like, is this like the best you've got? Shush! You fucking creepy bastard! Fucking dude, everybody's terrifying. They're all massive over there. Shit, you know, man. I felt like a fucking midget. I'm like 5'10", and everybody's huge. All the guys are like 6'5" plus. Like the policemen all look like proper fucking like people. Like they're like proper men. Like big fucking behemoth guys with like bulging muscles, like the same size as my leg and shit. Like what the fuck are you? Like police in Scotland are little fat guys. Like I'm used to these wee fat Polish guys like running up with their wee truncheon and shit. This guy's got a fucking an MP5 like it's fucking Call of Duty or some shit. I'm like, whoa. Don't you, buddy? Holy shit. I'm not made to be around guns. I don't like guns. I don't even like touching it. Like this guy was waving his gun round at my face. I'm like, buddy, did you mind? Like he only had it like strapped across his chest, but every time he waved round and he was waving at me, I'm like, dude, like seriously. Like, it's not okay. Go over there. Scariest thing was when my drugs tested positive for cocaine. That was like, yo, buddy. Like, I don't touch any shit like that. Ever. Never have, never will. And he's like, your shoes have been busy. I'm like, my shoes? What the fuck are you talking about? They tested this solely my shoes. And he went, you've not been in Amsterdam if you've not got coke on your shoes. Like, apparently that's how popular it is.
On the ground or probably on carpet.
It's everywhere. Yeah, apparently everywhere. I was like, that's fucking scary.
That's where I want to take Jen for like our 10-year anniversary, Amsterdam.
I can
10-year anniversary. 10-year anniversary. You better be planning something before then, you tight fuck. Fucking 10 years. Fucking.
Marty's making me work for it. Marty's making me work for it.
I would genuinely make a plan to go for like even like a long weekend or something, like just as a fucking a week or something. Just go, just plan it just for the sake of it. I wouldn't wait 10 fucking years.
I don't want to scare her off just yet. You know,
she can sit in a party with us. You're fine. I mean, Trenchy is just Trenchy.
Yeah, we'll take Trenchy with us, Jen.
My opinion is I don't think it's very easy to scare Jen away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Jennifer probably would be hiding under the bed, but Jen, no.
Marty, let's go to this place. Oh, can we go to the red light district now?
Dude, I swear to God. No, dude, I went to a sex shop, right? Because I wanted to see how different it was to the sex shops here, right? So we went in and I was looking around, and one thing you'll notice is there is a million DVDs everywhere. They still run on porn DVDs, right? And porn DVDs are like $50 to $60 a pop. I'm standing in the shop and it's just DVDs wall to wall, and I'm like, dude, there's nobody heard of Google. Like Google, you type in tits and you get 19 million fucking results. You know what I mean? And these guys are like fucking selling $60 DVDs. So we walked around in that and had a look at the sex toys and all that shit. And I'm like, that's fucking funny. And I'm just wandering around and fucking like, yeah. And then there was like, we came across 3 curtains. 3 black curtains. at the back, like a changing room, like you would go in and try stuff on and shit, right? And they had outfits and that, so I just assumed that's what it was. And it's just as I was walking past, I took like maybe 3 steps past, and I was fine. It's all going well, and then all you heard was, and I'm like,
it was a wanking boot.
It was a wanking booth, mate. It was a fucking straight up wanking booth. It's $50-$60 to hire out the booth at the back of the room, right? And this guy was like, and I was like, and I'm like, and I contained myself. I was good. I was like, I was good. And then just as I went to take another step, he was like, meh, meh, meh. And like, it was so fucking loud, man. And I couldn't contain it. Dude, I've got no king shames, man. If people want to do whatever they want to do, more than happy to let them. No fucks given. But when you sound like a wild boar fucking getting tugged off, then I've got an issue, because that is one of the funniest noises I've ever heard on this planet. And he was like, yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, the more he did it, the more I laughed, and I'm like, and I'm like pointing to my wife, and I'm slapping her fucking really hard on the shoulder, like, he's fucking, and like the owner of the store came up to me really upset, and he's like, no. And but he came up yelling at me in Dutch first, and by this stage I'm already crying. I'm gone. There is no stopping this situation from happening. I have no control over myself. I am gone. Sponge has checked, left the building. My body's just there laughing, and I'm like, so I'm completely fucking like just a bloody day. And the best of it is, he was like, and I heard zip. And as soon as I heard the zip, that was me gone again. I was completely away with it, and then I got banned for that sex store, and I wasn't allowed back. I got banned for this. I mean, the best thing is though, how do you compensate the guy renting a porn DVD at the back of the room? I mean, if he didn't want people to hear him, why would you do it in a booth? Like,
kinky though. I mean, some people like the rush of it, I guess.
But then like, if you're going to do it where people can hear, it's like when people say stuff in public and they're like, oh, it doesn't concern you. You're saying it next to my ass. I heard it. It concerns me now.
I suppose it's the same thing as like a public toilet, maybe, you know, you're sitting down and
you go into a public toilet, you go to fucking take a piss, and then you hear a fucking massive fart. I'm going to laugh every time. Can't help it. I'm just going to laugh and leave. I can't help it. It's just a thing. Same way if I bump into a dwarf, I'm going to laugh at him and I'm going to leave. I just can't help it.
I am with you that there should be maybe soundproof booths, like, you know, when you go into HMV or something, like, you know, the sort of music doesn't fucking disturb anyone, but...
The music? What, did you just play the fucking fiddle or something when you shit?
No,
river dancing out your ass. Michael Flatley fucking tap dancing away, hiding down to your shit. Holy shit, man! Damn. But no, man, like I wasn't even laughing at him. I was kind of laughing at him because he made really funny noises, but I was laughing at the funny noises, and it was really loud. Like he genuinely sounded like he was hurting himself.
Did you see him?
Did he?
Dude, he was not going to leave that curtain while I was in that shop. There is in no way, shape, in hell was he leaving that room while I was in there. Dude, like my laugh can be heard like a fucking foghorn miles around. Like, I mean, I can go to a wrestling event with 500 people and get pointed out. Like, singled out at the back of the room. Like, I got told I wasn't allowed to watch my friend wrestle because I kept laughing at him. Like, he told me I was banned. He was like, no, you have to leave the building. I'm like, why are you? Because you're going to laugh at me. I'm like, maybe. But if your wee face wasn't so funny, I wouldn't laugh. But it is, so I'm going to. I can't help it. I've no control over this. This is a wild beast waiting to be unleashed on the world. That's all I've got. I just get into weird situations. I can't help it. I don't know what happens. Like, I just end up in these strange places at weird times.
That's not really fair to ban you because you found something funny.
Yeah, but I suppose it was embarrassing to the clientele.
Oh yeah, definitely in the shop I can understand they paid $50 for that. But my friend wrestling was just because it made him paranoid because I kept telling him that he had a tiny face when he wrestled. And that's what it was. I was like, every time you look like you're in pain, you got a wee tiny Pac-Man face. And he was like, what? And then I just kept giggling every time and I genuinely had him believing that he had a Pac-Man face. So I just got the other wrestlers to call him Pac-Man face. And we just kept telling him that he had a little tiny face when he wrestled. And it made him really paranoid. And it was really funny. And it's still really funny at this day because I'll be like, yeah, how's that tiny face going? And he's like, fuck you. Just fuck you, buddy. It's one of those things. I got named after fucking Bungle for Rainbow. Because I'm of my multicolored. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, you get a nickname and they just give you one randomly and it gets stuck with you forever. You don't get any options.
Bungle, he was the bear, right?
Yes. Yep. He was the bear.
He wasn't the pink hippopotamus.
No, dude, I would have took George. I'm not going to lie. I would have took George over Bungle any day. But the best thing was they thought I looked like him that much. Just called me Bungle, and that was my wrestling character. Bungle with Bungle Brothers Security. Try saying that when you're stoned out your tits, mate. It is fucking impossible.
Oh yeah.
I'm like Bungle. Like, what's your name? Blah blah. Blah 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 blah. It's terrible. And the worst thing is I get really bad social anxiety, so I struggle to speak in front of crowds. And then they gave me this stupid fucking name and character and made me run with it. So I was like, fine, I'm just going to play with my moustache. So I got a tiny little mirror that says I love me on it. So like a little compact mirror, and just kept opening up, and I'd sit there and go, twiddle my moustache. And every time my boss was getting beat up, I would deliberately play with my moustache and let him get the shit kicked out of him for like a good 5-10 minutes, and everybody thought it was hilarious. And I just stand there with my back to the ring, looking in my mirror, getting my moustache, and then everybody would be cheering because everybody hated the manager. So all the fans would be cheering, and then I would just pretend like they were cheering at me and start being like this in front of the crowd and stuff, and like posing for them and that, trying to get selfies with the crowd and shit. And they'd be like, and it was such a good character because I did nothing for fucking 6 months. Didn't take any damage, didn't throw any punches, nothing for 6 months. I just got to play with my moustache and pretend I was posing to the crowd for being a good guy. Even though I was a bad guy and I only kicked people in the dick. It was so much fun. I loved it.
I've come along to people not
I'm
come
sorry.
along. No, not come
Sorry.
along.
Oh, excuse me, I've got to go. Something's come up. Trenchy, you know what it is.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I have to go. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Farewell, Sasha.
Maybe I'll come back.
Bye, Sasha.
Sorry.
So Trenchy, carry enlighten us what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want
I've
to
come
public.
on people having sex in the public bathrooms before, and I don't laugh or giggle or anything. I just have a special music set of that 70s porno music, and I just
Down,
start
down,
playing.
down.
Bum bum chicka bow bow.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow. You're just like that. High five, buddy. And they're like, no. They don't like that. So apparently it's not a high five moment.
Jen, what would you do? Jennifer Tucci, what would you do if you walked in and a bunch of guys watching a porno together?
Watching a porno. I'd say point it somewhere else.
Aim at the wall, God's sake, you filthy animals. Fucking throwing a bit like a bunch of monkeys on the fucking zoo. Acting like the Spider-Man. It's disgusting.
It's in my fucking
What a strange thing. It's just such a funny thing, though, that it's a situation. There's so many people. That's happened with so many people. Like, because when you're in that situation, like, that was fucking weird. But apparently, it's not that fucking weird. Are we weird because we're not part of it? Are we the weird ones in this situation? Like, I want to know, whose idea was it to put the porn on in the first stage? Were you all together when you decided? Was one already watching it and then two came in and they were like, sup, just watching porn?
Yeah, it's just some guy comes in with cans and like fucking no, but what I remember. Okay, Sponge. The weird thing was it was New Year's Eve. I went down to my friend's apartment and he's like, "We're heading out." And
Ring the bells and how you mean to go on, with an empty sack.
Well, another lad we knew was in the sitting room, and I decided to stick my head in, say hello, and I was like, "How are you lads?" And next thing I'm like, the lads are just there fucking watching porn, fucking cans of fucking Bulmers, and I'm like, so what? I couldn't let myself. I said, "Whoa, what you got planned for New Year's Eve?" Oh, sure, we'll go out with a bang. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, you really should have picked another term for fucking that. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, the three lads were going to fucking stay there and watch porn, reading in the fucking New Year by watching fucking porn. I was like, what the fuck?
So, which head did you stick in there?
What head do you think, Jennifer Coachy?
his dick was like, I smell my people. Poked his head up to say hello. That's fucking crazy. Nah, with me, it was like, I can't even remember what it was. It was like some cunt's fucking birthday party or some shit. And fucking like, they were like, oh, just everybody's coming to mine. And I was like, all right, Sam, I'm going to have a smoke first then, and then I'll head round later. And he's like, aye, cool, man, cool. So I was like, right, sound. So I smoked a couple of joints, like maybe it took me about 20 minutes tops, maybe 30 minutes. And then fucking took a wander around. Walked in and like three of them are just sitting there with like a raging porn one. And it wasn't like, I don't know what it was. It was like fucking Archangels 9 or some shit. It was like, dude, like, I was like, I don't know what type of party you had planned, lads, but this was not what I fucking had in mind. And they're like, nah, it was just to pass the time. Pass the time. 3 years or so I'm watching a fucking porno to pass the time. Like, really, you dirty wee bastards? Put a fucking away, you wee cunt. Like, dude, I've always been the blunt one, right? Like, I've got absolutely no qualms about saying absolutely anything. Just shit blurts out my mouth and I'll be like, probably shouldn't have said that. But, like, I went to fucking town. You would have thought I was their mum walking in on them wanking, eh? I'm like, you dirty wee bastard, you fucking got hairy palms and everything. It's got you fucking go blind and shit. Fucking put it off. Dirty wee cunt sitting there with your dick in your hands. Like, fuck's sake. That's shocking. Imagine that.
Okay. You come back to fucking the VCR remote is fucking sticky. It's like, what the fuck?
Nah, dude, they used to do that thing where they want to shake hands when you walk in. But like, I'm not shaking none of your hands. Like, we never done nothing. Like, I'm not believing you. 3 men in a room, 3 men in a sweaty room with a porno on. I'm not buying shite. Yous are all dirty wee cunts. Like, your dad would be ashamed of you. I may have at one point told him I was going to tell his dad on him. I was like, I'm telling your dad, you were all watching porn. And he's like, nah, I didn't say that. He'll no fucking let me live it down. I was like, I'm going to tell him and he's going to tell your bird when she comes in from work. It's like, he's not going to believe you. I was like, I bet you will. You seem the type. That happened to one of my best friends. Like, he genuinely fell asleep after a really drunken night party, and he went downstairs to the living room, couldn't find anything to watch, put on Babe Station, and fucking fell asleep with his dick in his hand covered in Kleenex. And his mum found him. His mum found him on the sofa. Just sleeping with his cock in hand. Could you imagine, man? I swear to God, I would have fucking murdered him. Oh, it was funny as fuck. His mum just panicked, screamed, fucking, and ran up to get his brother. His big brother had to come and put his dick away from him. How funny is that?
He was just so fucking waking.
Question, Christian. Would you do that for your brother? Sparky, come here.
Wait, what?
It would be weird if I did it.
Wait, what?
Oh
Yes.
man.
Yes, it would.
Dude, it was the funniest thing ever because like I went in there and his mum was fucking raging. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Because I used to get on really well with his mum, because I'm like I'm like his oldest friend, like age wise. And so like I used to sit and have a smoke with his mum and that, and I told him for months that I was shagging his mum, and he genuinely was believing me at one point because he would go to sleep in that, and then I'd be sitting smoking with his mum all night, and then I'd wake up and I'd be like, "You mind to get my washing for me, hen?" And I'd just leave, and he'd be like, "What? Did you just what?" And then I genuinely was believing I was trying to fuck his mum for months, even though I was with my fiance at the time. I was like, "Dude, behave! Come on, seriously, I'm really not going to tap your mum." Behave. Like I genuinely had to convince him at one point I wasn't trying to tap his mum. It was just too funny though, because she kept playing it up. She just determined that she was winding him up. I was like, I'm your new stepdad, bitch. When I move in, this things are changing round here. This was my best man at my wedding. But yeah, man, it's crazy. This is the same kid that got beat up dressed as a ghost. He cut up one of his mum's sheets and fucking had a pillowcase on his head, cut out the eye holes, and went to the store. Right? Like you can imagine the situation, how he was dressed, looked pretty fucking bad until he got beat up by a black guy who kicked the fucking daylights out of him. And I mean, booted the actual shit out of him. They kicked the fuck out of him, they booted him up and down the street and that. The whole time he's lying on the ground in like the fetus position, screaming that he's a ghost.
He would have been a ghost if they fucking really wanted him to.
Dude, I'm not even going to lie. He might have got beaten up for a bit longer than was probably necessary if he hadn't shouted he was a ghost. If he hadn't shouted he was a ghost, I would have been able to help him. But I couldn't help him because all I was seeing was a guy dressed up like a Klansman screaming, I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost. And I'm fucking howling, right? This is the difference. Sitting there like, that guy's getting his cunt kicked in. He's getting beat the shit out of. And he's just like this, I'm a ghost, I'm a ghost. And this guy took his money off him, mugged him and everything, right? And then just ran away. And I'm like, dude, so after I stopped laughing, I went up and helped this guy up. And he's like, are you alright, buddy? Because you look fucked. And he's like, I'll be fine. I need to go back and tell my mum because I never had fucking, I couldn't get her fucking whatever she wanted for the shop. I think it was smokes or something. So I was like, dude, that was fucking hilarious. I'll buy you the smokes to take back to your ma. This is how it started. This is how he thought I was trying to fuck his mum. I hadn't even met his mum at this point, and he already thought I was trying to tap her up. Like, it was fucking great. So I bought the smokes for his ma. I was like, there you go, buddy. I'll chum you home in case he comes back or something with his fucking the rest of them, because that was fucking great. And then fucking chummed him home, and then I seen him like 2 weeks later, because I'd only moved to the area. I'd only been in the area like 2 days. It was just like wild as fuck. I was like, what the fuck have I moved into here? Like, what the fuck's happening? Cunts running about like the KKK and cunts getting fucking jumping on. Like, what the fuck? And then, like, I'd seen him later on. Obviously, he never had the hood on. And he was like, you. And he fucking came running up to me. He was like, mate, you saved me. I was like, who the fuck are you? He was like, I'm the ghost. I was like, dude. And then he bought me weed after that to say thanks. And then he never left my house. I was best friends with him for about 7 years. I was like, dude, what a funny way to meet somebody, though. What a strange way to meet your friend.
How'd you guys meet? Well, if someone mistook him for a clan member and bait the shit out of him.
He was dressed as a ghost and he got his cunt kicked in for looking like I was like, dude, that's fucking great. He's been beat up so many times in random situations, though it's funny. Like, I genuinely, I've saved him for so many fights, but every so often he gets to a fight and I can't help him because it's just too funny. Like, I watched him get beat up by a fucking 12-year-old girl, and I mean, she kicked shit out of him. I watched him get beat up with a pair of twins, which was really funny because they were identical twins and they were both like kicking him at the same time and shit. I'm just like, dude, like that actually happens. Like, I did help him with the twins eventually. Like, it took me a good minute. I did help him eventually. I was like, dude, man, like, what the actual fuck? It was just too funny. I'm not a fighter. I didn't look for fights. I'm fat, I'm big, and I look scary. I don't need to fight. Nobody ever wants to fight me. If I need to, I can, but nobody ever wants to, so I'm good. But this little fucker is like 100 pounds soaking wet. And like, I swear to God, the amount of people that want to cave his skull in is ridiculous. I'm like, what are you doing to people that make them hate you so much? He's like, just existing. Like, that's the saddest answer I've ever heard. Just existing. He got robbed. He moved in, like, his mum moved out and left him, like, with the house and stuff. And, like, he was trying to get himself on his feet and he met a girlfriend who happened to be a prostitute. He didn't know this at the time, but it was a great conversation because you know what Jeremy Kyle is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Jeremy Kyle episode, the two sisters were prostitutes and one happened to be his girlfriend who was sitting on the couch with him next to him when it came on.
Oh
like,
my God, no!
I was like, yes! Because he phoned me to tell me and I'm like, shit! I fucking, like, I was sitting on my couch at like 9:25 in my boxers on the couch and I'm sitting there half falling asleep and I'm like, and I'm getting to turn the TV up and I'm like, that's fucking her. So fucking me being the good friend I am, I'm fucking got my clothes on as fast as I could and ran my little fat ass to his house to bang on his door. As soon as he opened the door, I was like, took the piss out of him for a good 20 minutes and then just left. And he was like, man, what do I do? I was like, you either put up with it or you kick it out. I was like, has she had people where she brought her boyfriends back yet? And he was like, she had her friend in the other day. I was like, nah. I felt so bad for him because she moved out and stole his fridge, his washing machine, half his cooker.
Half his cooker? How did you steal half a cooker?
She stole the door.
She stole the door of the cooker.
Just the door, mate. She stole the door of the cooker. The whole door, the whole front of the cooker. She took the whole door of the cooker.
Why?
Because she was upset that he didn't like her being a prostitute. So she robbed him of all his fucking stuff. Like, she took 2 TVs and everything. And then fucking... Dude, it was just wild. And then the girlfriend, and then so that was his whole thing. And then he had to come and live with me because he never had a washing machine or a fridge or an oven door. He moved in with me for like fucking 6 months. It was wild, man, honestly. Like I swear to God, that's what I mean. I just get into these weird situations that weird shit happens and I'm always close by when it happens. And I just think it's funny as fuck, so I just laugh. Like, I never get involved in any of these situations because I'm too busy laughing at them. Like, I don't care enough, man. I'm just like, if it's funny, it's funny. You just got to go with it.
I used to thinking to get these situations to start. Like one time, my uncle cut off on my one. We're around the same age. I think I was 9 and he was 11. He cut off all my action figures' arms and legs, and he would always sleep on the couch in the front room. And I knew where his thing that he uses to do a thing made of a roll of toilet paper and a lot of
whoa! He had a fancy one.
Yes. And I found this drying gel that looked like glue when it dried. And when he was asleep, I went into the front room and stuck it on his wiener.
You put glue on his wieners. Oh my fucking God, that's fantastic. You dirty little bastard.
And when
I'll teach
woke
you.
Up, when he woke up, he thought it was glued there. But it was just gel that he had to get wet.
Oh man, that's fantastic. I remember my little sister was fucking, I don't know what age she was. She was pretty young. She must have been about 8 or 9. And they were doing like, you know, that like the very first like sex education class you get at school where they're teaching them about teaching the kids about their bodies and stuff like that. right? Fucking, they were doing all that at school, and I hadn't seen my sister for about 3 months or something. And like, nobody told me this was our class before she met me. But then we got on a public bus, very busy, very, very, very packed public bus. And the bus was going down the road. And then we were sitting at the back of the bus. My wee sister was like, "Do you ever get raw dinky?" I'm like, "The fuck is that? That sounds fucking, what the fuck is that?" She's like, "Raw dinky." Like, nudging me with her elbow. I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, kid." And she's like, when you wake up in the morning and it goes, ba-doing. Like, and I mean, she was talking about this really fucking loudly. Like, she's talking about Morning Glory, right? But I don't know where she got the name Raw Dinky for it, but that was the name for it. And I was like, "Dude, no." And I'm like, and this bus was heaving, man, and my face was bright fucking red. Like, I don't get embarrassed much. Like, I'm usually pretty embarrassable. But this time I was like, what? Wait, what? I was like half asleep at like fucking 10 in the morning. I was not prepared for this at all. I was in no way, shape, or form before I was ambushed with this. And then, but the best thing was, she went, "I asked my granddad, and he says he doesn't get it like that anymore. He's too old for that shit. He needs a wee pill to help him." I'm like, like I swear to God, I've never seen so many people on a public bus laugh at a tiny child. Like, the whole bus was fucking rocking with laughter, man. I'm like, "Oh my fucking God, just kill me now." Like, I'm like, that was fucking hilarious, man. I was like, "You little shit." It's so funny because even now, like, anybody talks about my little sister, the Raw Dinky story comes up. Do you remember that time with Raw Dinky? You're like, "Motherfucker." It was so crazy. Funny shit, man. Funny shit. Told you, I get weird situations at the weird times. I don't know why it happens to me. I wish it didn't, but it does.
What would you say is the weirdest fucking the weirdest fucking date you've ever been on before you met your Mrs. Sponge?
Weirdest date?
Yeah, weirdest date.
I've had a couple. I've had more than a couple. One.
What one are you comfortable about telling us about?
What ones are not that bad? I got caught in a compromising position by my ex-fiance's nana. Our grand caught us mid everything. I was in a compromised position, and there was no way hiding what I had. And then she tried to have a conversation about it the next morning when I woke up, and try to convince me that it was okay. Don't worry about it. That was horrendous, mate. Like, cause like, I mean, like, there's no way you can like I'm going to say we were on the kinky realm, like end of the scale. So like it was getting there out there. And then her trying to explain it in a really harmless pensioner type way was made it so much worse. Like, dude, I was like, oh man, dude. And I will say this was the first time ever meeting her. And I mean meeting her. I mean, she wasn't in when I arrived. I don't know when she came in. I don't know how long she knew what was happening. But she also told my girlfriend to bite on a pillow at the time. I'm like, first time ever meeting this lady. To be fair, she ended up moving me anywhere, and she's seen so much other worse stuff as well. But another point. I've no shame. I'm only trying to think what's safe to say on stream. Like, I don't give a fuck what people say, know or think. I'm past giving a fuck now. I did have room service when I was in Amsterdam come to knock on my door to check and see if I was okay because I fell through the bed.
Jesus.
What?
Dude, in Amsterdam, like, Amsterdam's built up, right? Everything's really tall and thin. Like, buildings, they're like, all the buildings aren't that wide, but they're really tall rooms and stuff. Because just because of the way it's built up, because of the rivers and stuff. So, like, fucking, like, they don't have double beds. Double beds aren't a thing. What they do is they push two single beds together, put a double sheet over it, and pretend it's a bed.
Oh no!
Right. Yeah. So we were going in, and it was obviously our honeymoon and stuff. So we were going to get down and funky, and then just when we went to play the funky music, the bed split apart. Like fucking Moses had came along, and my ass went crashing through and hit the floor with enough that it shook the chandelier for the lobby downstairs because we were above it. So they all came rushing upstairs and banging on the door to check I was okay. And I had to answer. And that's not the first time that's happened with my wife either. It happened when I had my old house. My now downstairs neighbour came up to check and see if we were okay because we thought somebody was getting murdered because I fell. And as we were getting busy, I don't know what happened, but like all the slats on my side of the bed just went bidoff, gone. And as I fell, I somehow ended up under the mattress with my little chocolate starfish pointed to the sky, butt naked. Completely butt-ass naked, and fucking I had broke my hand and my wrist underneath my body with my full body weight on top of me, and I had a mattress on top of that. I somehow ended up underneath the mattress with no way getting up. My wife had somehow, I don't know what happened, but she somehow done a fucking army roll off and landed on her feet and ran away to the toilet laughing her head off like a maniac, leaving me with a broken arm underneath myself.
You're lucky
with
you
my
didn't fucking bust your dick.
Dude, I genuinely, that's happened as well. That happened once, and I don't know what.
A chocolate starfish.
An arsehole. It's a term for an arsehole.
Basically, what happened was the bed, I had fell up and somehow rolled under the bed and got stuck in the bed frame with all this broken wood and stuff. And my little pink's ass was pointed to the sky. And that was the only thing that was pointed to the sky. And then I was panicking like fuck, right? Because I couldn't get up. I had no way of getting myself up. I couldn't push myself up with that because the way I had broke my arm. So I had to try and push myself up with one hand, right? And then all I was doing was panicking because I thought if somebody has to phone the ambulance or the fire brigade, first thing they're going to see when they walk in the door is my chocolate starfish. Because it was the only thing. Like, I was genuinely butt naked. So I was fucked. I was just freaking the fuck out. And then, like, so fucking, and like, my wife couldn't help me because she thought it was fucking hilarious because my ass was pointed to the sky. And I'm like, this is not a funny situation. And then, so it took me a good 20 minutes to get out of this situation I was in. And then I had no bed. So I had to try and fix the bed to try and make it sleepable. By that stage, there was no moolah, there was no moves and grooves because the mood was completely gone and obliterated in the blink of an eye. Like it was a celestial cockblock for the highest proportions. This is like, you think you're getting lucky? Not today, asshole.
Yeah, it's almost guaranteed that that's one time you would.
But yeah, no, at the time that I had broke my, like what had happened was, you know how there's like the little vein that joins your skin to your dick? That burst. Yeah. And then I freaked out. Right, I completely freaked out. Not gonna lie, right? I've got a thing about blood. I hate blood, especially my blood. But like, I thought like she was maybe on her time of the month or something, and that had happened. And I was like, man, why didn't you? So I like, dude, that's how much blood there was. I mean, there was a lot. And I was like, man, why didn't you tell me? And I was freaking out and kind of throwing up a bit because I thought that's disgusting. And then she's like, it's not fucking me. And I'm like, well, if it's not you, then it's not me. And she's like, I was like, and there was like just blood everywhere. So like I freaked out and panicked. It hurt a bit. It hurt for a bit, but then like it was like broken. And then I had to go to the doctor. And then I had to tell the doctor what this was called. And I don't know what the name of this is called. So I called it my banjo string. And then I had to tell the doctor I snapped my banjo string. Right? And then this whole conversation, right? And the doctor's like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, you know, on your penis, the banjo string. And she's like, no, I don't know what this is. So I had to try and explain it to her in simple terms what it was. I was like, right, you know when you've got the wee bit at the top and you've got the wee hood and then the wee hood's connected to the wee bit, that wee bit, the wee banjo string, kapooted. And she's like... Well, see, this was the reaction the doctor had. Like, I thought doctors were supposed to be impartial in that, but this doctor burst out in fits of laughter, and she went and got the fucking nurse to come in to come and have a word with me as well, to try and figure out what I was talking about, because nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about. So what happened was, the only person in the whole doctor's surgery was the the loose receptionist, the one who was a bit of a dirty, was shagging around. She was the only one that spoke sponge. And came in, I was like, look, I snapped my banjo string, and she was like, oh, he's just done this, 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 and this. I was like, see, she knew.
Wait. So
But yeah.
this was in danger of falling off?
I'm going to, dude, I genuinely panicked. Like, no, like, basically, it's just like a little vein, and what had happened was it had ruptured a bit, and there was pissing blood. And, like, I
thought
fucked the fuck up.
this was, like, hanging.
My guy, the medical treatment for that is 2.5 months with no sex or touching.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I broke my arm and it took 6 weeks. Why does this take so long?
That'd be my question too.
Banjo string. Chocolate.
Marty, I think you can like eliminate
I know.
Amsterdam as a possible honeymoon place for us.
No, but I'm not going breaking my fucking banjo string.
That's what I'm saying. Like eliminate Amsterdam from the
I'm
honeymoon.
not doing fucking wrestling maneuvers like on you, like fucking sponge. Probably fucking.
I wasn't doing wrestling moves. Calm down. It was we were in a tender embrace. That sounds better. That sounds good.
You're jumping from the fucking cabinet onto your lady like fucking head first, like.
No, dude, that was, dude. Wait, whoa. Wait, that wasn't me. I never did it. She did it. She was a made crazy Raj bastard. I thought she was a fucking cowgirl. Was fucking trying to write me like Seabiscuit, you cunt. I was like, get the fucking, calm your fucking tits down then. You fucking got to break me, you cunt. And she did. She was a crazy bastard, horrible person. Sex was great. She was amazing. She was really horrible. She's a really horrible person.
Oh my god. I have to go, guys. I have to go. Or I'm gonna end up laughing so much that I throw up.
I mean, all the reactions I've gave people throwing up's pretty common. It happens, I guess.
All I'm gonna be thinking all night is about tickling banjo strings. It's like, oh shit.
No, you don't tickle the banjo string. That's just crazy talk.
Somebody dirtier talking than Marty. I can't believe it.
Marty's mild compared to me.
I'm Irish. She's Scottish. There's like it's a fucking it's a step up. It's like, you know, it's like fucking coke and heroin. Like.
Oh, I'm the heroine. Thanks, guys.
So Marty, no Amsterdam for us?
No, we go to Amsterdam.
Okay.
Dude, I'm just gonna say Amsterdam is probably the best week I've had in my life. It was fucking amazing. I highly suggest. I do recommend going. Honestly, just weird shit happens to me. It's me. I know it's me, but like genuinely, it's a really amazing place. I got blessed by a hobo. He legit blessed me in Latin. Dude, he legit blessed me in Latin. Like legit straight up. I actually Googled what he had said to me because I was like, that was strange. Like it was like 11 o'clock at night, some random old man hobo guy. I gave him fucking, I was going home the next day, so I just took out whatever change I had in my pocket and just gave him it. There you go, buddy, get yourself fucking, get whatever, man. And he's fucking jumped up, chased me and grabbed me, kissed both cheeks and then fucking done like a proper full on fucking blessing fucking Latin. I'm like, I'm on the other side. Wrong guy. But I was like, man, that's a nice gesture though, you know what I mean? Like, you never had anything else. They tried to give me something as well, but I wouldn't take it because I didn't know what it was. It kind of freaked me out a bit. But it was a nice gesture. Thank you, little hobo man. Like don't touch me.
I if you're gonna go,
Sounds like you.
Yeah.
Have at least 2 designated non-drug takers or 2 designated straight edges, because if you're going there, like, it'll be a fucking disaster because if everyone gets fucking lurked.
It's genuinely not like they know how to handle people. Like it's actually really good. Like it's genuinely some of the best time I've had ever on this planet. Like I shit you not, it's just so fucking good. People are nice. All the shop people want to help. Like they're actually helpful. You know when you go into a place and they give you that fake smile and like, hi, have a nice day, and you're like, you really want you shit on you. Like they don't do that. They're actually nice to you. Like they genuinely want to help you. It's weird and creepy. Yeah, like they actually want to have conversation. Like, I don't want to talk to you, buddy. I just like Scottish service where people are like, take it, fuck off. Like I like that. It's nice, simple. There's no pissing around.
Grab you in the balls and.
We don't go around grabbing people in the balls. What have you heard about Scotland? That's not a thing that we do. We don't go around just grabbing people by the dicks.
Well, I don't do that, so I'm okay.
That's not polite. Normally we just wave. We just wave him.
That's how I'm planning on greeting Marty.
I think Marty's like
International docking mission completed. The show is in the bay. Toot toot.
Jane fucking ends up doing it to my dad, and I'm like, oh, that's like the kid Mila Falcha from fucking New Mexico. What?
One small step for trashed, one giant leap for trashed kind.
Jen, you can let go now. Never.
Exactly. That's how I'm just going to introduce everyone. This is Marty.
No. Yeah, dude, that's what it is. You're no longer a person. You're merely a shell attached to your penis. That's what happens, man. You're now a penis that is attached. You're surplus to requirements now.
It's gonna tell everyone I've got his Lucky Charms.
Look at him, he's a leprechaun. He's got a little fucking ginger bob of fucking. You're gonna look like a little ginger Bob Hope, Bob Ross. Look at his happy little tree.
Well, are you saying he would put a little leprechaun hat on his dick?
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
For St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
It's going to happen now. You're fucked, sunshine. You're welcome.
You and your cock-death monster can go fuck off.
I mean, I wish I could claim that, buddy, but nah. Fairyfoot's pushing it. Dude, don't lie. Everybody's dressed up their penis at some point. It's a thing.
Yeah.
I know I have. I gave mine a top hat and a monocle.
What? Oh,
That's
I have a whole set of
awesome.
clothes for like dressy, casual, you know.
You made your dick British.
Jen, hold on a minute. Jen, have you any of the colouring books to show fucking Sponge?
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh,
Hang
I'll
on.
get him. I'll
Okay.
get the fucking.
I have paper doll dicks.
Sponge,
Yay.
wait till you see Jen's colouring books.
I'm for it. Let's go.
Okay. They're very cute. A penis full of pussies. I'm working on that one.
That's fucking great. Mine's is all just insults.
And then
Mine's are like cunt knuckle and twat waffle.
Yeah. Oh, and then this one, it's summary. It's Jaws.
That's awesome.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then these are paper dolls. Paper dolls. Paper dicks, if you will.
Paper dick dolls.
See, mate, she's got a whole fucking catalogue for you. You're fine.
Yeah.
She's going to decorate them, and then she's going to email it to you, and then you can cut them out and set it up for her trash picture show starring Little Trashed himself.
Then you have to promise you won't reef my Jap's eye by putting the fucking Christmas star on the top of it, jam it into the fucking eye hole. Ah!
I'm just gonna make him Christmas cards.
Oh,
Jingle balls, jingle balls.
Merry Christmas from Jen and Marty.
For Jen and the boys.
Everyone will love everyone hates those, those really cheery, happy Christmas cards. Everyone will love our Christmas cards.
I'm not
Either that or you might cop a charge for distributing porn.
These are the risks you're willing to make, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're willing to take these risks.
And Mass Boofer says your coloring books are awesome.
Thank you.
I find it fascinating that it's always the women who find the most joy in those. Whenever you show them off, it's always the women who love them.
I don't know, man. I think the cute cocks are fucking hilarious.
No, it is. It is.
Yes. Not gonna lie, I used to I used to do like a lot of group stuff and online and I was in like some other groups, adult groups, and like every time there was a rule where nobody was allowed to post like genital pictures, and every time somebody did, I had to Photoshop my head on it in some ridiculous way. So like if they had their tits out, it would just be my face over their nipples, like. And like, dude, they basically went along with that until somebody posted their vajayjay. And when they posted their vajayjay, I was like, here's Johnny with me, can I get? They did not post again, ever. I'm like, I did the world a service, you're welcome. I had so much fun making it as well, because I genuinely had like my head between two cushions like that, I tried to squeeze my head out and then Photoshop the cushions out.
Jesus.
I went ham. Dude, I'm like, dude, if you're going to do it, man, I'm going to take the piss out of it. If you're going to put it in the public's opinion, I'm going to take the cunt out of it. If you don't like it, don't put it in the public opinion. Problem solved. You just see, weird shit happens. Sometimes I cause it, sometimes I end it. It's a beautiful cycle.
Sponge, I meant to ask you about fucking, because you're a fucking straight shooter as well. When it comes to fucking cancel culture and shit, and the whole thing with Count Dankula and fucking teaching his dog to give the fucking Nazi salute. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think he was a prick, or do you think, fuck it, it's a joke?
To be fair, is the dog doing a Nazi salute? No, because the dog's waving its fucking paw, because it's a fucking dog. Doesn't know what the fuck is happening. Doesn't matter how you train it to do it or anything. Dude, I do that with my dog and put my hand out. Not up, obviously. I am. It's equal, 90 degree equal to my body before anybody starts. But like, as I put my hand out like that and my dog sits. Like if I lift my arm up, my dog sits down. Like fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's just, it's a hand signal. Like it's nothing more than that. Like my dog that lives at my mum's, I control her with a click. I literally click my finger and she does what I want.
Did he end up serving jail time for that?
Nah, I don't think so. I think they maybe. I think he maybe got fined for public disorder or some shit like that. But like, I mean, it's fucking like, dude. Like, did he not dress his dog up like a Nazi though? That's taking it a bit far.
Yeah.
Like, teaching like a dog waving his paws a lot different from a dog being dressed up like a little tiny adult. Like that's being a cock. That's taking it to the realm of being a complete cock for the sake of being a cock.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong. Like I feel like. And like in comedy purposes and that, when you're saying stuff like I say stuff that's funny and that, probably not always PC. 90% of the time, probably not PC. But like at the same time, like even though you're making a joke about something, that doesn't necessarily reflect your personal opinion on something. Like I'll say something that's funny, but doesn't mean I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid. Like it should be taken like to the degree that it's meant, I would say.
Like myself and Jen fucking joke about silly shit and like fucking shit that you probably wouldn't fly with a lot of fucking people, but like we don't mean it. We're just acting the fucking mick. Like that's
what I mean. Like that's. But like, see, like
redneck couple, like, you know, and fucking saying silly shit.
at the same time, I believe there's a time and a place for stuff like that though as well. Like you're not going to be posting like a fucking press conference and being like having your fucking like friendly man being like, probably shouldn't have said that. Nah, probably shouldn't have. But you get what I mean? Like it's like. So I mean, it depends. Like I feel like it's a lot of variables on it. Like if it's two people talking and like fucking their house, like who gives a fuck what they're saying? Like if that's between
It's
like,
a private joke between people.
Yeah, like if they're doing stuff that's going to like try and incite violence and shit like that, and like all that shit, because obviously that's a whole different scenario. So, but yeah, like I mean, I feel like it depends on the situation and stuff, and like setting and stuff like that. Like difference if you're like an influencer that's got like maybe 600,000 people on your channel and you're saying shit that's going to trigger off and like set off like a riot with fucking them and that's different. That's like a fuck you, buddy. Like you've got a position of power there. You should be like treated like a position of power.
Yeah, they're like fucking quoting Spider-Man, but with power comes responsibility. So you can't be.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like you've got to be
you can't be acting
sensible.
quick.
Yeah, like you've got to be sensible and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like even when I'm streaming and stuff, like I'm never PC. Like I'm amazed I've not been banned. Like I say fucking terrible shit sometimes. I was running about chanting Mandingo because nobody told me what it meant, and I was like, I found out it was a porn star that had a huge dick. And I was like, I've been shouting that for fucking in battle, and like I was playing whatever game we were playing. Every time we went into a new battle, I was like, Mandingo in charge. Like, dude, you can't say that. I'm like, why? I don't even know what it is, if I'm completely honest. So then I had to go and Google it, and it was like, whoa, it's huge.
Yeah, it was during slave times as well. It was a form of fighting. It was a form of fucking Mandingo.
Yeah. See, I never knew it. I only found out when I watched Django, actually, to be fair. Because it's not over here, eh? Like, it's not something that we've had to deal with here. So, like, I've just never paid any attention to it.
Right.
But yeah, no, so it's a thing. But yeah, no, it's a...
Apparently, hootenanny is actually a fucking offensive term.
That's why we're Halloween. That's what we call our fucking Hogmanay. That's our Hogmanay party. Yeah. It's called a hootenanny, like Jules Holland's hootenanny.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
It's just fucking weird. Like you use words for so long, and then you're like, oh.
That's what I mean. And then words completely change as well. And then you're like, what? Like, how does that mean that? When did that happen? It's always been a thing.
But do you think it's a cultural thing as well, that you and I live on the other side of the fucking world, and then those words have originated?
Definitely, because like even though like obviously like there was still like a race divide here, it was nothing like your guys over in America and shit. Like that shit was just wild compared to fucking like, so you see some stories and you're like wait, what? That actually happened? Like, wait, that happened to people? How? Like what? But yeah, man, it's crazy shit. But yeah, like obviously over here and that, like, dude, like my great aunt, she's 90, coming up 90, that ballpark. And she was like, I went down and like one of my friends when I was a teenager was black, and I never thought anything of it, man. It was just like, he was just one of my mates, and he was like, oh, do you want me to chum you into your grands? And I was like, if you want, man, we'll fucking make a day out of fucking, we'll go and piss up down and have a laugh or something. So we went away down, and man's like right in front of him, deadpan, just like he's standing beside me, and she's like, so where'd you meet somebody like him? I'm like, in my street. Like, what are you talking about? Like he lives like 4 doors up from me. Like, what? She's like, oh, I didn't realise they lived beside you. I'm like, dude, you want to shut the fuck up? Like, seriously, like that's fucking mental.
Again, that's a fucking generational thing though as well.
But that was a complete generation.
100% excuses.
But no, I'm not making excuses at all. But by the same extent, apart from one nurse that she had, it was the only black person she'd ever met in like 90 years. How crazy is that? Imagine going through 90 years without seeing somebody another colour.
What, like fucking...
She didn't go to the doctors and shit, man. She was old. She was hardcore. She didn't give a fuck. Don't need a doctor, man. She'll be fine. Just take some painkillers and you'll be good. No. You've got the shingles, lady. Calm the fuck down. You're like fucking going blind and shit. Nah, I'll be fine. A couple of painkillers, I'll be good. No, that's not how this works. Tough as shit, man. Like lived through fucking. She was born at the end of the First World War. No, yeah, she was born, dude. She was born the same year Titanic sank.
1912. So that was before World War.
Yeah.
That was
No,
before
sorry,
World War.
1911. The year before then, it was the year before she was 1911. I was like, dude, that's crazy shit, man. Like, could you imagine making that and like just going through all that time in that? But like, she was like, it was crazy because she still did a lot of stuff then that she did in the war. Like when, like 60 years later, like she'd still shut her curtains at a certain time and stuff like that in case the light was showing and make sure there was no light showings. Like there was just loads of little things that she would do. Like there were stuff that she would do in the war, like trying to even with like food and that. She'd always have a weird collection of food. There was like tins and that would never go off and shit like that. Like just in case,
rations,
like
rations
yeah,
in the war.
pretty much.
Well,
Our favourite meal was potatoes. Was like crushed potatoes with corned beef. Like not American corned beef, our shit corned beef.
oh, okay.
It was like a thing that she used to. Our mum used to make her when it was in the war. No nothing in it. No salt. No nothing. Just potato.
I'm still perplexed that the Yanks think that we fucking ate fucking cabbage and corned beef. It's bacon and cabbage. It's bacon and cabbage.
So good. Leave our
I've learned it.
redneck version of your
I've
food
learned
alone.
this.
Yeah, dude, this is crazy. Like, it's so fucking funny. Dude, I got paid $20 for an American guy to take his photo with me. I'm in somebody's photo album somewhere for their holiday in Scotland, and I told them I was the last haggis hunter. I was one of the last haggis hunters in Scotland.
Yeah.
Dude, the best is there's a legit a pose of me sitting in somebody's family album with like my foot on like a ledge like this, just like. And that was my pose. That was the pose I chose for the last haggis hunter pose. And dude, they paid me $20 to fucking to get their photo taken with me. Dude, that was a whole weekend's party, man. That was a Saturday night planned day. I had booze, I had smokes. I was like, fucking yeah, let's go, pal. I must have only been about 14, 15 or something. And I says they used the young guys because it was easier to get into the like smaller fields and stuff like that when you had to climb the mountains. The mountains. There's no fucking mountains in Edinburgh. Dude, you can climb up our highest hill and you can see for fucking like easy like fucking 50, 60 miles. There's no fucking mountain near it. Arseholes. Should have done their history checking. Haggises are the real assholes.
How did you describe hunting them? What did you tell them what you used to hunt them or anything like that?
Every fucking bullshit tactic under the sun, mate. Told them to set up rabbit snares and that because they're pretty similar to rabbits in size and stuff.
Fucking cunt.
Completely bullshitted like our fucking G, mate. Like it was fucking fantastic. And they got well, look at it this way. They got further $20. They got a really nice story, a nice photo to take back with my fucking punk ass as a fucking spotty teenager. Like, it's great, man. They went home with a great story to tell people. Like they met a last. I just pray that they have somebody Scottish that they tell that story and they'll be like, mate, you got fucking robbed. Or ironically, I became a chef and had to carry a haggis on a tray in front of like 600 people later on in life. I even knew how to cook the bastards once I caught them.
What was the fucking story with the bagpiper? You fucking what was it?
Yeah, like what happened? Basically, I was a chef and I was an event chef, and we used to have like a 7-month long festival thing, and it was called Tasty Scotland, and you would basically there was like a variety of Scottish dishes and stuff, and then they'd done like the whole walking the haggis out with the piper, and it was on fire and shit, and all that cool shit like everybody knows about Scotland, and I was like, yeah, tourist shit. So like, and then I get really bad social anxiety, I get sweaty, I get shaky, I pay no attention to what's happening around me, and I'm a fucking mess, an absolute messy human being. And then my boss was like, you're on stage tonight, sunshine. I'm like, nah. And he's like, no, seriously, you're on stage. I'm like, nah. And he's like, no, seriously, you're going on stage. And I was like, when? And he's like, 3 minutes, get ready. I'm like, get ready with what? What am I doing? Like, I didn't even come on today. And he's like, you watched the show last night? I'm like, nah, I was chatting up the waitress. So then, and then I basically had to go and do this fucking show with absolutely no knowledge of what the fuck was happening at all. So the guy was like, follow the paper. So I'm fucking following the paper with my a big huge silver tray. It was like this size. So I'm like standing like this, right? And I'm like fucking walking this tray, trying not to drop it. Because it was a flaming haggis. Like this thing was a ball of fire. Like fucking whiskey and flames everywhere. And I'm like, and then I fucking, I bumped into a table and knocked an antique lamp off and broke it. I got to this, finally got onto the stage, and I'm like, fucking made it. And then the guy took the tray off me and put my wee tray on the table, and I was like, fucking made it. Fantastic. Try to walk off stage, and then they were like, where the fuck are you going? He's like, you have to stay on stage while he does the story. Like, it's like a poem. And I'm like, for fuck's sake. So I'm standing there and I'm like trying to ignore people. I'm not looking at anybody, and it was packed. It was like legit 600 people in this event. And I'm like, holy shit. As soon as I got on the stage with the lights on me, I'm like that, looking around, and all I can see is all these people like staring at me. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, I feel fine to faint. And then I stumbled and nearly fell through a £90,000 TV. The boss caught me. The boss managed to drag me and just catch me and no more. And I was like, whoa, like shit. So I was like, and then the guy done his story thing, and then he's got a little knife thing about this size, and he starts fucking, he's like, you cut the arms and legs off, and he like put the sword at my arms and my legs, and I'm like, all right. I was like, get I'm doing with the fucking pointy end, buddy. Like, what the fuck is this cunt up to? And then he's fucking chopped my hat off with the knife, and just like swiped right off my head, and I'm like, oh, like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is happening? And then he gave me the tray back, so I got my tray, and he's like, right, follow the paper. I'm like, all right, follow the piping guy with my big tray. And I couldn't see nothing in front of me because of this tray, because it was so fucking big. And then as the piper was going down the stairs, I'm just following like maybe 2 steps behind the piper. But the piper's got a proper kilt on that comes over his shoulder, like the big sash and everything. And as he's walking down the stairs, his sash is on the ground. So I must have inadvertently put my big fucking size 10 shoe slap bang on his kilt, and he's kept walking, and it's tightened around his whole body, and he just went with the bagpipes and nearly choked. I was like, oh shit, and then he nearly fell over, so I'm trying to prop him up with my foot. So now I'm kicking the piper as well. And then like we finally got outside, and when I got outside, I fucking threw the tray of haggis and was like, fuck you guys. The boss was like, where's the haggis? I was like, in the field. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I fucking just eat it. Get fucked. He was like, it was a 3 kilo haggis, mate. It was like that size. It looked like a fucking baby. I was like, fucking yeet. Get that to fuck. And then they banned me for going on stage for like 6 months. Until they bullied me into it, so I did it again. I was like, man. And then the last time I did it, it was okay, because I knew he was going to chop me with the sword. So I wore a hat underneath my hat. So when he cut my hat off, I still had my hat on underneath, and he was like, and it totally broke him, and he forgot his script and everything. I was like, that's for getting me back that first time, you dick. And he was like, you're a fucking knob. He went, nobody's ever done that before. I was like, that, you got sponged. I punched an antique bear as well and punched its tooth out. And got into trouble for that as well. I got a disciplinary saying, do not punch, like my name, and then they were like, they punched an antique bear and broke tooth. So I got a disciplinary for punching an antique bear. I was like, that is the best disciplinary I've ever had. I'm kind of proud of it.
What was it, like a stuffed bear or? Yeah,
dude. It was like it was genuinely like a 200-year-old fucking antique bear. And what happened was, it was my first time opening up ever, and it was in winter, and I had to start at like 6 a.m, so it was pitch black, and there's no lights in there until you go all the way into the building and put the lights on for the middle of the building. So I was like, I opened the door, and it was just a big black shadow, and I fucking shit myself. So I just panicked and smacked first and asked questions later. Just punched it as hard as I fucking could. Turns out it was an antique fucking bear, and they got his tooth knocked out.
So you've heard it here, folks. Fucking sponge could fucking knock the jaw out of a fucking bear.
Dude, I had to go to the worst thing was, man, I had to go all the way to the fucking manager and tell him about the bear. And I'm standing there looking like a tiny fucking child, like at school, like, and they're like, what happened? I was like, kind of punched the bear. And they're like, you what? I was like, punched the bear. Like, why? I was like, I opened the door and it was there. So you just punched it? I was like, is that normally how you open doors? I was like, if there's a big black shadow on the other side of the door, yup.
Did they get to put the? Did they get to put the fucking tooth or the jaw back in, or did they get to fix it?
Yeah, no. The handyman came along with some like putty stuff and then just stuck its tooth back in. Like, see, fucking guy. He used to come and fix all my shit that I broke. I was terrible for breaking stuff. I broke so much shit. I accidentally let a peacock in the building once as well. And saved a mouse. I was the worst chef ever. I got a row for saving a mouse. I got a disciplinary, but I got 3 disciplinaries, right? One of them was for punching the bear, one was for kicking a reindeer, and the other one was for rescuing a mouse. That was my 3 disciplinaries for that place of work. That's what I got. Like punching a bear, kicking a reindeer, and saving a mouse. And get this, it was a real reindeer. I accidentally kicked a reindeer in the face.
That doesn't sound like a disciplinary. That sounds like fucking Trials in Zelda or something. You have to punch a bear, fucking fight a reindeer, and rescue a mouse.
Right. The place I used to work used to have a like we had an events function, and like legit, like they sent 3 brand new Ferraris, 3 Aston Martins, like I mean brand spanking new, top of the range shit. Like there was like £7.5 million worth of cars sitting on the front lawn as adverts. Like they don't get pictures of cars, they just bring the car. Like that's how much money these people have, and people took the cars away and bought them there and then on the spot. Like that's the type of money. I was like, dude, this is crazy. And there was just always weird events and that. And I was doing a charity event, and it was for kids with leukemia, and it was like a Christmas party for them all and that. So like they had like fucking 150 kids that with like terminally ill kids and that came in. So I was my day off, so I jumped off and then did it. Hey, Sid. Sid, I don't like that, Wabs. I don't like that. Why doesn't it say Wabs? We need to change it to Wabs. But yeah, no, so like it was in winter, and they'd got a Santa, like a real life Santa with a real life beard, and it looked really fucking good. And he had a sled, and he had real reindeer. So they'd set up a little pen for the reindeer, and then there was one dude that got left outside with the reindeer for like 6 hours. And then I was like, dude, what the fuck? So I felt really bad for this dude sitting outside. So I made him coffee in like a big tray. The same silver tray. I swear to God, I hate those fucking trays. And then so I was walking with it, and like somehow the reindeer was lying on the ground, and I'd never seen it. And I accidentally like booted it in the head and tripped over it, sending coffee and tea flying all over the snow. At a charity event. So like any kids that were outside just saw this guy randomly walk up, kick a reindeer and fall over it. I was like, man, what a dick. And then I had to I phoned my wife, and I was like crying with laughter. I was like, dude, I just kicked Rudolph. The reindeer's name was Rudolph. You can't get better than that. And then it was just like accidentally kicked the reindeer. It wasn't on purpose at all. It was like I genuinely never seen it. I don't know how I never seen it, but I never seen it. They're not as big as you would think they were. I thought reindeers were massive, but they're not that big.
That's fucking America or Norway or something. Fucking Scottish and Irish reindeers.
Scottish reindeers are just shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
Kick you reindeer, you're shit. You could have been a real reindeer, but no.
Come here, I'm gonna fucking wind it up here, but everyone in the chat, Jason, Sadie, Spoof, who else was there? Sasha was in the chat, Frank, Moon, fucking
Wabs,
Eric, fucking everyone in the chat, thanks a million for stopping by. Where if you want to fucking check out more fucking Sponge, go on to his Twitch, because the dude's a funny fucker, nicest dude you could meet. One of the fucking
never gets said ever. That's a complete bullshit lie. Don't come in expecting niceties. It won't happen. Don't give them false hope, man. Don't give them false hope.
If you're nice to him, he's nice to you. How's that sound? That's fair enough.
That's better.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, no,
drunken karaoke. Hell yeah, drunken karaoke sounds great fun. Spiffer said it. Are you ready for drunken karaoke tomorrow, Jason?
Jason does a good channel as well. Jason, this fucker. Have you seen Jason's channel? He will eat anything and everything. He had a fucking tarantula.
What?
No.
Yeah, Jason had a
No,
tarantula.
but I need to check that shit out, man. I don't like tarantulas. Tarantulas creep me out a bit for eating. Like, they're too hairy.
I need to see that.
Jason's like fucking one of those carnival geeks.
I tried the leg.
Nothing he will not eat.
I tried the leg of a tarantula, but like a little bit of a leg before, but I was like, nope, can't do it. I've had like crickets and that, but they were shit.
Yes, I.
Yeah, they're like the little bit fucking. You know what they're like? You know the little bit of the shell, like popcorn. When you bite any popcorn and you get that little hard bit of shell that doesn't make. That's what it's like. It's like just made of that. It's like, why is anybody eating this for fun?
Mm-hmm.
There is no fun here. Just buy popcorn and eat the shit bits.
Fucking, what's the thing you can get in Thailand? Chocolate covered ants or something like that.
Probably crickets or something. Could be crickets. They do mealworms in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's actually what John Leguizamo had to eat when he was dressed as the clown in fucking Spawn. That's what was on top of the pizza. He did eat fucking a slice of pizza with mealworms. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here because it's coming up on 10 to 3 for me. But what else was I going to say? Yeah, no, not much else. Just fucking chilling with some awesome people. With my lady and her son. And she always fantastic, Trenchy. And Spoop says I was blacked out. I didn't know what happened until I watched it. Oh, it was a can zebra tarantula.
Who's putting tarantulas in cans?
That's the same question. What the fuck? No.
Where can I find these?
You come from a country that has whole chickens in a fucking can. So like, you know.
Who has chicken in a can?
We have chicken in a can.
Fuck off!
Spam.
Wait, no, spam's not even a real food. That's pretend food. We're not allowed to talk about spam. It's not real.
Reggie, that's my girlfriend, not yours. Get your own. Reggie says you're looking gorgeous tonight.
So wait. What do you mean a whole chicken in a can? How the fuck is a chicken fitting in a can?
There's like...
I need to Google this shit.
This, man. Hold on.
No.
You can actually get like a fucking coffee. You know, one of those big Maxwell House cans with a whole chicken inside in it.
Yeah.
That's a chicken in a fucking can. Who the fuck is getting chicken in a can and cooking it with a beer can inside its ass?
Like, this is peaches, but think something like this, but instead of peaches, it's a chicken.
No, it's not shredded chicken. This chicken comes out the can whole.
Yeah,
It's got bones in it. There is bones in the chicken. I can see the bone. Now that's fucked up. This is why your country's got problems.
It's all gelatin.
Wait,
It's all
what?
gelatin and fucking fat and stuff.
I can see that. That is an abomination. Why is the chicken in a can? How much is chicken in a can?
How much is chicken?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Depends
Without
on
the
the
jib-
blood you can.
Without the giblets and neck, product of the USA. Ingredients: chicken, water, salt. See, the chicken's not got any colours added as an ingredient. That is a whole fucking chicken in a can. That's fucking 1.4 kilos of chicken. That's fucked up.
Sponge. I've seen prepared turkey in a can with like the giblets and the stuffing and everything, man.
Yeah.
Why? Why is this a thing? Chicken ready, one whole chicken in a can. Get fucked, man. Chicken ready. What do you mean it's fucking ready? Ready for fucking what? It's in a can. That's fucking disgusting. Check out my Belarusian MRE had canned chicken with bones in it too. Why is what? Why?
Sponge, have you watched Ashens? Have you watched the YouTuber Ashens? Like he eats the shitty microwavable meals and stuff. He had one of the chickens and he said it's like a combination between fat and sawdust. That's what he said it tasted like.
That sounds. Let me get some of that. Why is it in a fucking man? I can't deal with your country. I can't deal with your fucking country. Your country is fucked up. Like you said, every time I think they can't get any more fucked up, I look at it and it's like, what is that?
We're special. Leave us alone.
Yep. We are the country that set fire to the ocean. That is how
Yeah. Yeah. You could never take that away from us.
You're the fucking country that put chicken in a can.
We are. That's why we're the best.
We also have Pringles that are turkey flavored for Thanksgiving.
Yep, we have turkey flavored Pringles.
No. Look at that banquet of chicken in a can. You're not having a banquet when it's a chicken in a can. There's no banquet there.
Sponge,
I would like to point out.
JFK. It's all thanks to JFK. He said, why do we ask why not? Why do we ask why when we should say why not? These are people who took that as a challenge.
I was about to mention, and Jason did too, we also have cheeseburgers in a can.
Yeah,
we get burgers in a can as well. That's another abomination that should never be mentioned. But a burger in a can's a bit different for a whole fucking. It's a whole chicken.
How is that normal and the chicken's not? I don't get this. Now you're cherry picking.
All I can think of is like the world's biggest tinny cat food. The cat being there like, haha, check this clown. No, this is for me, Katie.
Jason wants to know, Sponge, can he send you a video of him eating the chicken in the can?
Fucking go for it, mate. I want to see this shit. I want to see the fucking people that eat this. I've got questions, mate. This is an abomination to science. This is when they started keeping stuff in cans and shit. This was not what they had in mind.
And that's what America does best, at making abominations of science.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And then our fake cheese, too. I know the fake cheese bothers you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what are we going to do with the fucking fake cheese? We put the fake cheese on the fake chicken.
Apparently, Sponge, there's a new trend now of parents throwing the fucking slices of cheese onto their toddlers' heads or babies' heads. What's the fucking deal with that? They basically slap their baby.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched one before, and we had it was a grandma, a Scottish grandma, was sitting on the couch, and like they're trying to get the cat to climb on the grandma. So somebody runs up and throws a slice of ham on, and she goes, "Oh, you cunt! It's a slice of ham." It's one of the. It's so why?
Hang on, look at me.
No,
look at me.
I mean,
look at me.
So question, what is if that no. What is wait, what the fuck is spray cheese? What the fuck is
She's not an easy singer.
No.
She's an easy person with me, okay? That's it.
We need question, what the fuck is spray cheese in a can?
Oh,
you don't know the wonders of spray cheese?
Oh, it's amazing. It just squirts out.
It's this cheese byproduct. You don't even need to refrigerate it. You just set it on a shelf and it comes out of a little can. Like think toothpaste.
You can put on a cracker and show Sponge.
Yeah,
That's
think
awesome.
think like toothpaste. No, we don't, because I hate it.
Jake
No, it's a whipped cream, but as a cheese.
Yeah. Think like
Why?
toothpaste.
Why do you need that? Why does anybody need that?
Product.
What the fuck is wrong?
It could you could eat it, and it could double as mace. It's really cool.
What fucking sick bastard that sprays someone in the face with cheese? What if they're what if you kill them? What if they're lactose intolerant? What if you blast some lactose intolerant fucker in the face?
Well, they shouldn't have been breaking into the house.
That's true. It's kind of on them.
It's not bad though. For cheese and
no, it is an abomination.
for cheese in a can. I mean, there's worse things if you're hungry.
Sponge, which do you think is worse, cheese in a can or a whole chicken in a can?
Chicken. That's a whole
Okay.
chicken. Dude, I'm looking at a skinny, like a whole skinny chicken in a can, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of horrified.
Wait, it's screaming?
No, on screen. On screen.
Oh!
The chicken's not
That would be
screaming, it's on
scary.
screen.
I'm not definitely the chicken was screaming when it went in the can. I can tell. You can tell that's a tortured chicken that went in the can. That's not a
could
happy
take out-
chicken.
You could take out the chicken and put it up with spray cheese. Just put this cheese
Yeah,
on top
and
of
cheese
it.
byproduct. Kraft singles, yeah, your cheese byproduct.
Why? Why?
Cheesy chicken.
Yeah.
See, that's my problem right there. It's a cheese byproduct. If it's a byproduct, do you know what a human byproduct is? Shit. Shit is a human byproduct.
Yeah.
So you're basically eating cheese shit.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, the FDA literally, the Food and Health, yeah, they
The
literally.
fact that you don't need to keep it in a fridge is a problem. Like how much chemicals are in it to not keep it fucking no. Why? No. This chicken in a can is actually terrifying. Like somebody's deep frying it. Who the fuck wants to deep fry? That's a jelly. I thought it was a fry and it's a jelly. No.
If that's what it's preserved in. That's what it's preserved in. It's gelatin.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, nah. You guys are fucked up.
It
Like,
tastes
dude,
good though.
Why do they give it such nice company names? So there's one called Banquet, Sweet Sue, Pinafore.
Yeah. Yeah, Banquet. Yeah.
That's not a banquet, my guy. No, there's no banquet here.
No.
Banquet has been forsaken.
Randy, if you're still there, have you ever eaten chicken in a can or cheese from a can? Speak now or ever hold your peace.
You can just squirt it
Five
in
people.
your mouth.
Has anyone else here eaten chicken from a can? Trent,
No.
you
Apart from
eat
Jason.
chicken out of a can?
No, but I kind of want to now because it sounds really interesting, and
I
it's
feel like we
literally
need
giving-
to. I feel like we're going to need to reevaluate our friendship there, fucking buddy.
That's okay. We can work around it.
Dude, that's a whole that's crazy. It's such a weird picture as well. It's not a nice image.
No, it's not.
Fucking Sweet Sue. Fuck Sweet Sue. Sweet Sue does fucking blind. Oh man, there's so many. Why is there so many different brands?
Mask Spoofer says she doesn't eat canned meat.
Yes, thank you. See, I like Spoofer. Me and Spoofer are going to be friends. Fuck canned meat. Meat shouldn't be in cans.
The cheese is good though.
What about the canned eggs?
Ew. Even
Wait, what? Wait, what? Right, I've heard of pickled eggs. We get pickled eggs over here, but I've never heard of canned eggs. What the fuck is a canned egg? Why?
Okay, when I say canned, I mean they more come in a milk carton. It's like more of a milk carton of egg.
Oh, that.
What about
Oh,
that?
yeah.
What about that? What about that egg byproduct they make McMuffins, where you squeeze it out of a tube?
Yeah, that stuff.
Oh yeah. That's heat treated, pasteurized. So it's safe. It's safer for bacon at lower temperatures. It's you're not going to kill anybody and get them like salmonella or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's why they use it. It's ultra heat treated. But dude, you can actually buy eggs in a can. Ironically, in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah, quail's eggs in a can.
Ooh.
Okay.
A whole
I know a lot
can.
of people like quail's eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Quail's eggs suck to peel. I had to peel 100 of them and broke 60 of
I've
them.
never eaten pig's feet. Apparently, pig's
Yes.
feet are nice.
Yes, I
Are they
have.
nice?
I've tried it. Yeah, I never ate the actual, we just picked off the meat and stuff, like the whole, you
don't
boil
eat
the
the
hawk and yeah, so we just picked it up, but yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's ham hock's really good. You never had ham hock?
Yeah, it's the same thing, yeah?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's pretty good though. It's good for like stews and stuff like that. I'm loved how this has just turned into foods that I fucking can't, that are freaking me out. I'm just looking at all this weird shit.
Sponge, can I ask you a question? Have you ever looked at the food your dog and cat eats and you're like, that looks nice, I'd like to have a fucking, I'd like to have a nibble on that.
Not gonna lie, Psycho Cat. We used to have to buy Psycho Cat, like this crazy good food, and like genuinely you opened it up and it looked like fresh flaky fish in that. You're like, whoa. But yeah, no, it was pretty trippy.
It's called Dreamies. remember looking at Dreamies and they fucking look alright. Fucking nibble on
Yeah,
them.
yeah, they look like they used to get the sweets you used to get when you were a kid. Like the biscuit
Yeah.
chip with the chocolate inside. Yeah, I remember them. My cat used to love the fuckers. And their little dried meat sticks as well. Like they're like them. Crazy shit. It's terrible. I've got like terrible stuff.
Sponge, I'm going to send you some of Jason's videos.
Yeah, go. Sounds good.
But, oh, sure.
I'll have to check them out for sure.
Hey, Jen Christian, have you ever looked at your dog's food or cat's food and go, that actually looks kind of nice?
I have. Okay, I have eaten my cat's food once.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Well, the dry food. I've eaten their dry food before. It wasn't particularly good. Expected.
No, the answer is no, Marty. I'm not saying I'd never do it because, you know, if we were like in an apocalypse and that was the only food, I guess. But, you know, have to be something drastic.
Tried the dog biscuit first before.
Dude, you're disgusting canned cheese.
Oh, the other canned cheese.
Yeah, you're disgusting canned cheese.
I don't have any.
I know you don't, but explain it.
It's just cheese in a can. It's not the spray cheese. It's like nacho cheese.
Imagine nacho cheese.
Yeah. That's actually really good.
My problem is the fact that it comes out and it's like so many different fucking colours.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, nah, it's not meant to be that colour.
No, it's not.
Like cheese doesn't supposed to glow under daylight.
Why does this food look like it's in pain?
I'm telling you now, it's just as a general rule, if it looks like your mum would paint her walls that colour, don't eat it.
Oh, dear God.
See, I'm looking around and like, here.
Sorry. Point proven.
If it had looked better coming out of you than it is going into you, then don't fucking eat it. You know?
Dude, I'm telling you, don't eat stuff that's the same colour as your mum would paint her kitchen and you're good.
Right. I'm gonna fucking end it here, guys. But big thanks to Fun Sponge. Make sure to check him out on Twitch. Big thanks to Jen and Christian. Jen and Christian, when's your next Tales from the Crypt review going up?
Sometime next week, and we have a review of a shitty Ted Bundy movie going up tomorrow.
Ted Bundy, American Boogeyman.
Spoilers, it was bad.
Cool beans. Trench, have you any videos coming up?
Eventually.
Are you going to review Batman Beyond?
Oh yeah, of course.
Fuck
I
yeah,
will
cool beans.
definitely be doing that. And I still gotta do your anime tag. Although I have the answers written down, I just gotta film it.
No rush. Also, big thanks to Ethel, who was here with us. Big thanks to Jennifer Tochi. Big thanks to Sasha. I think that was it. That's all we had.
It was.
Big thanks to Jason, to Spoof. Wabby was in the chat for a while. Creepy Phil, Eric was in the chat. Revy was in the chat for a while. Big thanks to Revy. Big thanks to Frank. Cindy Moon. Brian was in the chat. Kubrick Lover. And yeah, big thanks to everyone who tuned in. And big thanks to Sponge, who basically hosted the fucking chat because we got some good fucking stories out of the man. Remember, check him out on Twitch. And yeah, have a good
Good to
guys.
have you back, friends.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Stay
That was
here.
a blast.
Good night.